Hello everyone, welcome. Today we are back in Enthusia Professional Racing with the wonderful Toyota Funcargo. Hypothesis may be correct, maybe not. You had inconclusive results last night. And sometimes there are other additional factors you cannot control when testing things. I see. Hit the class, spent my classes entirely. Oh no, that's horrible. Hopefully, the teacher's pet. I mean, most teachers' pets do have anxiety. I used to be a teacher's pet. So yeah, that being said though, we're gonna be driving the wonderful little Toyota Funcargo here. It's a tiny little MPV, multi-passenger vehicle, that is based off of the Yaris or the Vitz platform. Wait, hang on, we want and we want a little bit more front negative camber as opposed to the rear. A bit more acceleration and lock the front diff just a little bit. There we go. And that should help out a lot. Teacher's reminds the teacher of homework. Yeah, I never reminded the teacher of homework, but I was definitely very much a get every assignment done, like on time, present it, you know, get it all ready and everything type of kid. So, but yeah. No, the problem became basically when there wasn't any assignments or anything like that. Ooh. All right, we have the front wheel drive championship here. It's gonna be a little bit difficult for us actually. A whole bunch of fairly challenging races. I'm lonely. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully able to find some people, find some people that you enjoy and everything. That'd be really cool. Gotta involved in like the different hobbies and all that stuff, you know. That's the big key to not being lonely is you get involved in a hobby, right? Like you get involved in doing stuff. You join communities for that hobby. You've already found like-minded people, and then you just become friends with those people. And that's how you make friends. I do the bare minimum. Well, sometimes minimum effort does give minimum results. Sometimes you get quite a bit more results from minimum effort still. Either way, I do wish you the best of luck with that. My game is just a tad bit loud. I'm gonna dial that back. Oh, okay, understeer. Wow, mega understeer in this car. Right. I forgot. We're essentially driving a compact minivan that is basically built. It shares the same chassis components as the Scion XB and the Toyota Yaris or the Toyota Vitz. And okay, yeah, this thing is slow. This thing is very slow. Not a whole lot of power. Not a whole lot of weight. Awesome plan is almost set. 3 more days. 3 more days. It's like the countdown clock that just keeps getting reset. Alright, can we dive bomb? Can we dive bomb the Toyota Ist? I believe the Ist is also built on a similar platform to the Funcargo. Well, it's on a slightly newer Vitz platform. Fun fact about the Funcargo though is it was actually dubbed. It was actually dubbed due to its boxier shape. It was lovingly referred to as the ice cream van, because it reminded people of the vans that would go around selling ice cream and everything. And oh man, well we didn't. I don't think we got it in the States because it's mostly a European and Japanese car. But it is, you know, it's still kind of cute. I think we could sold half decently in the States. Like it's adorable. It's lightweight. It's very functional. I had to push it back because I have plans with my roommates. First time going to a party. I won't drink liquor, set a bad for the human body. And even then, even if you do partake in the drinking of certain beverages that have of the alcoholic variety, the big thing is just knowing your limits, not only like your physical limit, but also your mental limit as well. How how much, you know, you wish to drink if you do drink as well. Because if you can manage to kind of like avoid getting like, you know, blackout drunk and all that stuff, and only just get like mildly tipsy, like that is like, you know, you can actually have a lot more fun that way, at least in my experience. And also, you don't feel absolutely horrible the next morning. Either way though, do make sure you are getting very, very hydrated. Make sure your roommate gets that like that Pedialyte. Pedialyte is like the best. Like Pedialyte in water is like the best like hangover prevention thing. It's super, super, super useful. Haven't drinking any bad liquids ever. I mean, you're not missing out on much. It's, you know, it's so some things can taste good, but I mean, it's if you decide not to partake in those types of beverages, it's you're not missing out on much. You really aren't. And don't ever feel pressured to have to partake in any of those types of beverages in a social situation. If people cannot respect boundaries, then they definitely shouldn't be, you know, best to avoid those types of people that can't respect boundaries and will keep kind of peer pressuring and everything. Fun fact: the best energy drink is actually Ghost. I've not heard of Ghost. Also, it has one of the best crashes when all the energy leaves your body. It happens slowly. Ah, nice. Yeah, for me, I try to avoid my intake of like caffeine as well, because gosh, we keep hitting the inside wall there. Because it is a little bit I don't like the crashes. So like I haven't had caffeine in like I think about 2.5 weeks. Like it's only when I'm really like struggling to get through the day. Like I have a little container of G Fuel. That I think I got like 2 years ago. It's probably like a little bit stale. But I got a container of G Fuel that's on my work desk. And if I'm kind of struggling like around like 2 p.m. or whatever, I didn't get a lot of sleep or what have you, and then I use a little bit of that to kind of mix in with my water and everything. But yeah, it is. I try not to drink too much of that because it is very. It affects me pretty badly. Oh, so you're going to the sleepover tomorrow? Oh, cool. Have fun. Have fun. Oh, sleepovers are so much fun. Like, oh my gosh, so much fun. It's just really enjoyable. Just kind of, you know, especially if it's like people you know and everything, just chilling with the homies. You don't get a whole lot of sleeping done at the sleepover, but you get to chill at the homies' place and everything. That's the party you're talking about. Ah, sleepover party. Very cool. Nice. Yeah, you don't get a whole lot of sleeping done at those, but it's really fun, especially if there's got like a lot of party games. Like if they got like 4-player Halo setup or like, you know, Mario Party or, you know, that type of stuff. You get like all those games, you know, all set up and everything. You have other people doing, you know, the board games. You know, you get nice, not super loud, but just, you know, music that's just kind of chill, just like a nice vibe as well. It is so much fun. Like it's a really just relaxed atmosphere. I'm only going because they have better internet and games. Hey, and whatever allows you to have fun, you know, that's the key. It is very important to socialize though. But yeah, having that internet setup and game setup is important when there's a lot of people going to be at a place, all using little bits of the bandwidth. Oh, dive bomb. Let's push that Clio out of the way. All right. Oh yeah. Oh, speaking of sleepovers, I used to. This is a little bit annoying. Like as an adult, you don't necessarily get to do as many sleepovers and stuff. But as a kid, like, oh my gosh, sleepovers were the most fun thing ever. For example, there was one sleepover. Again, another birthday party, and it was a group. It was three guys I was friends with when I was younger, and basically it was one of the birthdays. And oh my gosh, we basically had a whole bunch of people in the basement, and we're all taking turns on different Halo missions. And basically, whenever we die, we like do a round robin thing of someone died, okay, next person gets a controller, you try the mission. Basically, we had it on like the all skulls, you know, legendary mode as well. So it was, you know, that way we made sure that like we were constantly trying to, you know, switching the controller around, trying like different means. I think we turned off the one skull where if you die you get pushed back a checkpoint, but like we did every other skull as well, and it was so much fun. I especially like the Grunt birthday party skull. Current game. This is current game. This is Enthusia Professional Racing. Konami's attempt to not necessarily copy, but definitely create something that could be on par with Gran Turismo. And it is very, very good driving physics. Like, this is very, very enjoyable. It does some things better than Gran Turismo, even if Gran Turismo overall is the better game. I heard from my roommate they're going to be playing Fortnite. And we got it. You're going to get 10 elimination games tomorrow, especially with good internet. Oh, nice. Nice. Best of luck with the Fortnite. Another day of awesome live streams made by Isaac and Miss. Oh, thank you. I try to be a little bit entertaining. We have our beautiful Toyota Funcargo here. It's built on the Yaris platform. And what was it called in Europe? It was the Toyota Yaris Vero, I think, or Verso. Unless they better make. Well, yeah, that's the thing as well. Is you get to with like you know, parties and things like that. You get to kind of be matched against people that may be really, really skilled as well, which is quite nice. Because it really kind of challenges you, which allows you to kind of really kind of see where your strengths, where your weaknesses are, where you need to practice and everything, which is super, super, super good. Especially pre-internet days, or like during the days of like the early internet, where not everyone had internets, like on their phones and everything, and it was super slow. Like going to sleepovers and like going to parties and everything was like the main way to see, you know, the different tips and tricks and everything for all the like the super popular games. You know, oh, you're doing it this way. Well, if you do X, Y, Z, it's actually a lot easier. And you basically gotta like share a whole bunch of tips with your friends. And it was always a big rush to like be the first to figure out like secrets in the game, or to like to beat the game and everything, to tell your friends, hey, I beat this game before you did. Take that, nerds. But it was always so much fun. And basically the internet just kind of made that like a much more larger scale playground, for like a better word. So everyone's like, hey, I beat this game in this amount of time. Well, I beat this game in this amount of time. And then you kind of have like the speedrunning community that are like the kings of the playground, at least in terms of beating games quickly, where they're finding all the glitches and tricks and everything like that. And it's really, really cool. I definitely not nearly have any enough skill to begin speedrunning in any capacity. I want to talk to my roommates like 20 times this whole semester. Oh, this will be a chance to kind of get to know them and everything, get to kind of talk to them in a social setting. And if you find you guys don't have a whole lot in common, you can just kind of, you know, part ways, talk to other people and everything. It's a low-risk environment. Somebody beat Minecraft in 11 minutes. Yeah, it's crazy, like the sheer speed that people can like go through like different games and everything like that. Like one of my coworkers, he doesn't do necessarily speedruns, but he does like the self-imposed challenge runs of like Dark Souls and everything. I'm gonna go to the kiss in the closet or spin the bottle. Welcome to the stream, Hanugi. I've never actually played Spin the Bottle. Most of the time when it was sleepovers, it was mostly guys. Or if there was like a girl or two there, it was mostly like their family, which is like super, super awkward, because like bro code, at least back then, was like, hey, don't date your best friend's sister. So I've not actually done any of this Spin the Bottle stuff, but I have done a lot of other like the fun games, everything like Truth or Dare and all that stuff. Very, very fun. Beat Minecraft in 2 minutes using mints. Sweet. That's probably what can be considered like a tool-assisted speedrun or something. I'm not too familiar with all the terminologies, I'm sure there's a category for that as well. It's like programming something to beat the game in the quickest amount of time. Oh yeah, but no. In addition to like the sleepovers and everything, is camping. I know not everyone likes it because it's kind of smelly. Yeah, you're out of doors. There's a whole lot of like video games and everything. But camping, especially like when you're in scouts and everything, camping is basically like the ultimate sleepover because then, you know, you have the up all night kind of enjoyable vibes and everything. But you also have fire and the ability to cook your own food as well, which is so nice. And back when I was in scouts, oh my gosh, I loved the campouts and everything. It was so much fun because the guys, as long as like we were kind of quote unquote quiet, like the scout leaders couldn't hear us past like I think it was like 11 p.m. Like we could just kind of, you know, be up, kind of do what we want as long as we don't like leave the campsite as well. So we just kind of chill in our tents, and it was like a big, like huge, like 10-person tent. So it was basically kind of like the entire scout troop in it. And oh my gosh, it was so much fun. Like we'd stay up, you know, kind of like tell jokes and everything, the different you know, scary stories and everything that we make up. And it was just so cool. A couple guys would, you know, kind of head out to like the fire and everything like that with like a plate. They'd roast, you know, the hot dogs or, you know, that type of stuff over the fire. And it was such a vibe. I guess someone 2 times only played Spin the Ball like twice. My roommates when I had zero homework to do. Did you win or lose? Have you win or lose in Truth or Dare? Did you make the people do? Oh, it's different Truth or Dare stories. Ooh, different Dare stories. What's some of the favorite dares? Okay, so this probably isn't like super daring, but we had one guy do a chubby bunny, which is basically where you stuff your mouth full of like marshmallows, because this was at camp. And it's basically like, you know, you kind of fill your mouth up with marshmallows, and you're just, you know, so you kind of, when you're talking, you're like, like basically we made him sing the national anthem with all the marshmallows in his mouth. Yeah, the big marshmallows as well. And and it was so funny because he's sitting there, he's, you know, and you can kind of like make out the words he's saying, like it's like, and like the saliva's kind of like dribbling down his chin as he's doing it. Oh, that was so much fun. What were some other things? I know that was the one that like sticks out to me the most because the scoutmaster kind of yelled at us for being noisy. But that was definitely one of them. Most of the time I was kind of a coward. I would do truth more than anything else. But they'd always ask me like the different like hard, like the different questions, like, so what are your deepest, darkest fears, or, you know, what are you know, all that stuff. I have to send it back the 4 days. That's when the ultimate prank will happen. But the reason I sent it back 1 day is because of the test. Okay, best of luck on your test. Alright. Do you still keep in touch with the middle school friends? Granted, for me, middle school was like well over a decade ago. But I do keep in touch with a few of my middle school friends. And the big thing with me though, is I kind of lost contact with middle school friends when I entered high school. Because I went to, so normally with the area I live in, normally most of the people that went to the middle school also go to the same high school as well, because it was a combination middle high school. But I chose to apply to like a different sort of like special school, like a vocational school, for the automotive program when I was younger. And I did that in high school, so I kind of lost contact with like quite a few of them, but I still try to keep, you know, keep in touch with a few of like the really close friends in that time period. But it gets difficult because like Like then in college as well, college especially gets to keep up in touch with like your high school friends. So a lot of them they go, you know, all across the country or even out of country as well. And it's very, very difficult to kind of keep in touch, or at the very least, you know, outside of just texting and messaging in the social media apps. It's very, 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 very tricky. And if you picked a day, I would have dared you to tell the truth. What was the most embarrassing story? Ooh, most embarrassing story. It would have depended entirely on where what time of my life you would have asked me that. But if it was later in my life, most embarrassing story that comes to mind recently. Eaty girls, not even close. I'll get to that one in just a bit. The most embarrassing story for me is back when I was in high school. I did cross country. I did it in college too, but I took it a little bit less, not necessarily less seriously, but college itself, college work, took much more priority in college as opposed to in high school, where high school work you can kind of get done in in an hour or so. That's how many you did. I got an absolute player here. But during some of like the more recovery days, we go on long runs, and we go on runs to community college and a bunch of trails by the community college, because community college is fairly close to the high school. And on the trails, there was a bunch of benches that were like, you know, bolted into the concrete and everything. And you know, they're fairly, you know, they're the metal benches, you know, nothing super fancy about them. They didn't even have like the side railings or the backrest to them. They're basically just like a metal like bench like bolted into the ground. Actually, 40 but lost count. Not really a numbers type of guy. Insert the Puss in Boots meme there. But going. It was a day just after. It was a day just after a fairly big rain as well. But a bunch of guys would do a thing where basically, when a bench would come up, one of the guys would like run in front of the rest of the pack, and he'd jump up and kind of like run on the bench, like almost like sort of pseudo parkour stuff, and like, you know, almost like treat like a balance beam, and then jump off or like do some trick off or whatever. And you know, a couple times this goes by, you know, a different guy each time runs up, jumps on the bench. One guy even did like a backflip off, just being an absolute showboat. And I'm like, okay, I got the next one. I got this. The next one comes up. I go full sprint ahead, and I jump up. I land on the bench. What I didn't notice for that one is that the bench itself, whereas every other bench was like mounted, like bolted into the ground because it was bolted into the concrete. That bench, either those bolts were removed or those bolts had snapped, because I landed on the bench, and the bench tipped over with me on top of it, and I fell. I ate asphalt. It was painful. I had like this pretty bad gash down my arm. Coach was a little bit upset about at us for, you know, fooling around and risking injury on a recovery run. But oh yeah, that was definitely very embarrassing. I got a lot of egg. I did a devil's tango at the bench. I didn't do a devil's tango. I jumped on top of a bench, and the bench tipped over, and I fell over as well, and I completely like ate asphalt. I got pretty bad road rash, and even a pretty bad cut on my arm as well. Pretty deep gash on my arm. For the next couple of days, had to get that all patched up. It was fun though. It's a story that some of the guys still tell, but yeah. it's one of those things. My life is a series of, I should be more confident. Okay, time for some confidence, and then immediately getting bodied. So then I am no longer confident. And it basically just it's that cycle over and over again. It's like, I posted a meme on the Twitters today of, when you start getting cocky in game, and then the game immediately bodies you, and you're like, oh, whoops. I was been in class a bit, so I kind of drank that. Felt woozy at that. Yeah, don't drink blood. But back to your question, Hunter. For the how many girls I've dated, believe it or not, actually just one. She was my high school sweetheart, and she is now my wife. But we started dating back in like the early 2010s, and we just kept dating all the way, even up through college and everything. That long distance relationships, you know, doing Discord and even before Discord, doing Skype, like dates and everything. And it was a lot of fun. And now we got married. So in that regards, I'm very, very lucky. I've never necessarily had to go through the heartbreak of a breakup, which is good. But I mean, I have asked out a lot of girls prior to that, and a lot have said no. But I mean, to be fair, I probably wasn't nearly as mature enough for a relationship at that time. I asked them out as well, because I was like middle school and early high school, so, you know. Oh, easy. Gotta get to that corner. Yeah, this car here, this car is not the best to drive. It's a little sketchy. Not the greatest. But that's okay. There we go, cross the line. A solid second place finish. Very, very nice, very good. Oh yeah. Okay, and two actually managed to get 2 clean laps as well. That's one of the benefits of driving a slower car. Is it is easier to get a clean lap when you're not over driving the car, which is nice. We get to level up our car just a little bit more. The beautiful Toyota Funcargo. It's even a bit more lightweight. There we go, perfect. All right, now we have a. I've heard the song 6 Close. Yeah, you've mentioned it before. I gotta listen to it though. I've written it down here of like things I need to do. But I have not actually listened to it just yet. I need to though. But yeah, you've mentioned it a little bit before. That's all right. So now that we have a free week, what we can do is we can try to find a race that has a vehicle that we haven't won yet. So that is I do want to try to eventually get every vehicle in the game available to us in Enthusia Life. And I also want to be able to get first place in every single every single RS events, which is like the super league events. How do I say touch grass in Japanese? Kusani Fureru, I believe? Yeah, Kusani Fureru. Let me double check. Yes, Kusani Fureru. Okay, we have 2 vehicles we haven't unlocked in this race. We have the S800 and the Toyota BB, also known as the Scion XB in the States. Fun fact about the Scion XB, it was created and marketed more so for a younger audience, but it was actually older people, like people that were like in their 50s and 40s and 50s buying it. And so it's kind of funny. It was marketed to young people, so it had like all like the hip hop and everything like that. You know, it even appeared, you know, all customized and decked out at like SEMA and everything. But instead, it was like older people, because it was easy for them to get in and out of, which made it super easy for them, you know. And it was just a practical, you know, kind of boring commuter car, which they just ate up. So it was very, very funny. The people that they marketed to and the people that actually bought the car are 2 entirely different demographics. And you say 6 pills, you're talking to a cat. 6 pills! Yeah, 6 pills! Yeah, 6 pills! You're kitty. I don't know why I named you 6 pills, but that's okay. You're still a good kitty. Every kitty is a good kitty. Every kitty is a good little furry bean. Oh, I remember the day I adopted. My wife and I adopted our cats. I went to the Humane Society and everything. You go to the cat room, and it is just filled with a whole bunch of different like cats and everything. Oh well, What's this? But so you go into the cat room and everything, and oh my gosh, there is kitties everywhere, and there's a whole bunch of like different temperaments as well. Some of them you kind of see them, you know, nice and sleepy and everything. Some of them are perched super high. Some of them will come up right up to you and everything, and are like begging for attention. And even if you don't adopt, like it is just so much fun to just visit and pet all the kitties and everything, and just, you know, play with them and all that stuff. Especially if you have like the little feather toys and everything. Ah, my online friends, they won 21 hours ago. If only I had a time travel glitch. Yeah, it's sometimes it's difficult, especially with like different time zones, to catch like online friends and everything. Because there are some other like automotive or racing VTubers that like when they stream, I am at work, and it is very difficult to catch their streams because, well, I'm at work and I need to focus on actual like work stuff and everything. So I usually just kind of support them through like Twitter and everything, give them support there. But I need to catch more of their streams, but a lot of them are in like Europe and everything. So it's they stream at like super odd hours of the night, which makes it very difficult to catch their streams. It's a lot of fun though. It is a lot of fun when I do appear in chat, and when I do get to watch them live. But yeah, oh my gosh. But when we went to the cat room to adopt Garbanzo, it was, you know, we were playing. We were both kind of split up, kind of playing with a whole bunch of different kitties and everything like that. And there was so many cute kitties there. And there is so we were playing with a bunch, and we're there for about an hour or so, and I got to sit down, get a drink of water and everything like that, and I noticed there's one kitty just kind of like lying on the counter next to me. So I just kind of reached my hand, I just kind of rested on the counter, and the kitty comes. Like, what's my cat's name? My cat's name is Garbanzo, but we just usually call her Bonzo for short. She's a cute little gray tabby, absolutely adorable. She is the friendliest cat you will ever meet. Because when she was kind of resting in the one corner on the countertop, so I just kind of like reached my hand out to her, and she gets up and she kind of walks over, and yeah, no, yeah, she is a cat, but her name is Bonzo, like garbanzo bean or chickpea, but she is a kitty cat. She is a gray tabby, and she's a good little kitty cat. But you know, for first meeting her, you know, I kind of reach out a little bit, and she takes her head, and she just sets it on my hand. And I just begin giving her like chin scritchies and everything, and she is like purring contently, and I'm like, oh, this is the one. She's so cute. And I kind of call my wife over. You know, she does the same thing. Cat comes up to her, kind of does like the headbutt, you know, kind of nudge, like, pet me, human. Give me loves. I want to be a cat. I already have a cat though. You be content with being a human or a vampire, whatever you are. Oh, but she is, you know, it's so funny, you know, bringing a cat home and everything like that. The shelter kind of says, you know, kind of leave them in one room and just kind of keep visiting them and just kind of stay with them so that they can you know, adjust. With her, it says I'm a human or a vampire. Good point. You could be a vampire cat. I'm not sure what you are. Glad you're here though, but I'm not sure what you are. But you know, we kind of we're like, okay, well, you know, we have everything set up in the bathroom, food, water, you know, litter box and everything. But the entire time though, she's like, you know, pawing at the door. So we kind of open it, and she's just exploring the basement. And then she begins exploring like the upstairs as well. And she just became like super chill with the house very quickly. And she is just so friendly and so adorable. Like the vets are absolutely enamored by her, because every time like they let her out of the cage and they, like, you know, they do, you know, they give her shots or whatever like that. After they give her medicine, like immediately afterwards, she's like, you know, rubbing up on them and everything, like, you know, pet me, humans. She even a lot of times like You know, she likes to kind of like sleep in our bed with us as well. So it'll basically be like, you know, I'm on one side, wife's on the other side, and the cat will be like right down the middle between us. And it's basically a kitty cat sandwich. And oh, it is so adorable. Especially like when like she's super happy, you know, at night and everything. You kind of just hear the soft purring. Do I have plans for children in the future? Maybe. That's still in discussion. But it's a maybe right now. Not opposed to it though, but it's definitely having kids is something you definitely need to have a very good like strategy plan for, you know, and finance plan for as well. I mean, it's both partners' opinions, you know. And you need to kind of come to an agreement on that. Because with relationships, it is a big, you know, it is a big compromise the entire time. You know, you both need to kind of like, you know, take each other's needs, wants, and desires into account. It's not just one person or the other person, you know, being controlling. It needs to kind of be to quote scripture, equally yoked is the terminology. You know, both kind of equal heads of the household. And that Civic Type R is very quick, very nimble in the corners as well. It's not the EK9, so it's not. The EK9 is also a very quick Civic, but it's a newer Civic Type R. Still very quick though, very powerful. And still, we're managing to keep up with it fairly well in this little Toyota Funcargo. Oh yeah. Can you take your pop filter off for a second? Sure. Let me show you what it sounds like without the pop filter. This is what it sounds like without the pop filter. You can kind of see like the consonants are a lot more harsh, especially like the SHs and Ps and Ts and everything. Like it is a bit harsh. But this kind of softens me up and makes me a little bit more neutral. I say yeet with it off. Sure, give me 1 second. Yeet. Yeah, as you can hear, like very harsh consonants. I'm gonna put it back on now. There we go. That's a lot better. Pop filters are so useful. And it's basically if you were a streamer, I highly recommend getting a pop filter. Even a cheap one that's like, you know, $6 is like super sweet. Can't tell the difference. I mean, it's to be fair though, I have my own voice kind of being pumped back into through my headphones, so I can kind of hear roughly how loud and how quiet I am, and it's much easier to kind of hear my words and hear myself speak, which has allowed me to kind of better condense my thoughts as well. And I have that up pretty loud, so it may be a bit more subtle. But it's still, you know, something that's useful. I love soda with peanuts. Soda with peanuts. Oh yeah, I mean, peanuts in general are really good. I love the honey roasted peanuts. Those are so good. And oh, there's a Have you tried Pilk? I have not tried Pilk. What is Pilk? To be fair though, if it's like a type of milk, I'm actually lactose intolerant, so I can't have that. Do I have any nieces and nephews? I have a lot of extended family, and thankfully we're all pretty close together as well. Pepsi and milk. Pepsi and milk. Oh, why would you do that to yourself? That sounds really gross. No, I have big extended family, and it's a lot of fun to kind of, you know. Oh wait, nieces and nephews. No, I don't have nieces and nephews. I have a lot of cousins though, and a lot of extended family that way. But nieces and nephews, no. For that, you know, I'm basically, you know, I only have one little sister. And she, you know, she's not quite at marrying age yet, so, you know. no niece and nephews anytime soon. It was a Pepsi commercial for Christmas. Oh, Pepsi commercial for Christmas. Pepsi, why would you do that? It's almost as bad as the time they let Michael Jackson's hair on fire. Which, yes, did actually happen. They kind of burnt Michael Jackson's hair for trying to film one of their commercials during the 80s. Did not end well for either party. And it kind of became a meme. Have I tried chicken? Okay, what is that? I have not heard of any of this stuff. What is chicken? I'm terrified to see what pops up next for the definition of that. And I'm really hoping it's not what I think it is. It's a sweet chicken that looks exactly like chicken wing. It's a gummy. Oh! Okay, that is a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be something entirely different. Okay. No, I've not had that. It's a gummy though. Oh, cool! Like the little gummy hamburgers and stuff like that. The little. Oh my gosh, that like unlocked a core memory though. Speaking of like ice cream and like candy and all that stuff. So that like unlocked like a big like core memory. Thought it was a living animal byproduct shaped into a chicken. Kind of, yeah. Pretty much, yes. That's what I thought it was. It's like imitation crab meat. Imitation crab meat is literally just certain types of like fish, oftentimes like Alaskan cod and stuff, that's been shredded, cooked, and then pressed into a like crab-like shape, and then it has like some coloring as well to make it look like crab meat. I'm thinking of ways to say it so it doesn't get banned. Yep. Nope, you and I are exactly on the same page as to what we thought that was, or at least what I thought that was. But talking about like the different sweets and everything, it kind of unlocked the core memory of like so whenever I went to the ocean, going to the beach and everything, it was always fun like listening and waiting for like the ice cream truck to pop by, because the ice cream truck would like go to like every section where like the road goes to the beach. And they would like park up on the beach for like, like 15 minutes at a time. And everyone would run up on the hot sand and everything out of the water and wait in line. And you're kind of like doing like the hot dance and everything because the sand is burning the bottoms of your feet. Oh my gosh, that was so much fun though. Fun fact, McDonald's in the late 80s sold with the kids meal broccoli gum. Huh. Interesting. I know, very interesting. But with the ice cream truck, oh my gosh, it's so many memories of just, like I said, the hot sand like burning the bottoms of your feet and everything. And I think one time I even like managed to get blisters on my feet from just running up without sandals, trying to get ice cream and everything. And I remember the smell as well, because the truck, it was an older like truck from the 90s, right? And it was the engine was running and everything, like, 'cause you needed to have the generators and stuff. And like the faint smell of exhaust combined with like the sweet and cold smell of the air inside of the truck with all the different ice cream, like the ice cream vats and everything, and like the different freezers like popsicles and the other things. Only my shoes when going out to a place. Yeah. But like at the beach, the first thing you do is like you take off your shoes, you go into the water. You play around at that, and you go right to where like the sand is just a little bit compacted, a little bit wet, and that's like the perfect spot to like build your sand castles and everything. I also could be without my top clothing on right now. It's a little bit too cold to do that right here. Like it's still long sleeve weather up here in Maryland, but just barely. But it is. Oh yeah, during the summer it's very nice to just kind of like chill with, just pants and that's it. Just kind of chill with that. Very, very nice. But the core memory that unlocks. It's weird how much like scent is tied to memory, because more than anything else, I remember just kind of smelling the exhaust of the truck, just ever so faintly, while you're waiting for the ice cream. And I would always get the SpongeBob, the SpongeBob ice cream like popsicle thing with the two like gum candies. I don't remember if it was gum or just like hard like candy things for its eyes, but like that one. Or a bit later in life, I would get the Choco Taco. Oh my gosh, the Choco Taco was so good. Just so like relaxed, like my body hates wearing shirts. Yeah, a little bit kind of like restricting and everything like that. I like wearing hoodies. Yeah, so it's probably just like the shirts themselves a little bit, kind of feel a little bit restrictive, a little bit tight. Whereas the hoodies almost feel like you're just kind of wrapped up in a blanket. That's understandable. Wearing hoodies in 9-degree weather. Oh my word. Yeah, no, I enjoy being very, very warm. I love warm weather much more than cold weather. So much so. Like I know people would like argue that, well, you can just put on more layers in cold weather. Yeah, but like I enjoy having like the mobility and like the warmth as well. Like I don't like being freezing. Warm weather is where it's at. Like especially like summertime and like early fall and late spring, early summer, and early fall are like the best time of year. Because that's also when like the racing season is and car show season as well. And yeah, it's so much fun. Like winter time, at least here in Maryland, because in Maryland it gets cold and it gets wet, but it doesn't necessarily snow. Like it's like just above freezing, so it's always like this kind of like slush weather that we get. So you can't really do any winter activities in Maryland. So it's basically just kind of indoor activities, waiting for it to actually be warm enough to do fun outdoor stuff. I have a system with my hoodies. If I'm wearing white, it means that I'm good to approach. If I'm wearing green, that means stay away. If I'm wearing red with pizza, oh, and I'm hungry for food. Ah. Black hoodie means I'm going to a fancy event. Ah, it's the, you know the black tie events. This is a black hoodie event. Mm-hmm. Oh gosh. All right, that Audi is approaching us and passing us very quickly. Bye bye. Corvette and Audi way ahead of us. We need to go just a little bit quicker. Oh boy, a little bit understeer there. That's gonna slow us down just a tad. Okay, come on, come on, come on. Aw, so slow. Come on, give me a little bit more power, please. This car, like it's been upgraded at least, so it can kind of hold off faster opponents, but not by much. Not by much. Like it's barely topping out. Like it can't even reach 100 miles an hour. Like I'm going full throttle, and it's sluggish. I'm wearing yellow. That means yeah, don't wear yellow. Don't wear yellow then. Oh man, this car. This car is having issues. Oh my gosh. Just out of curiosity, back to the ice cream and stuff like that. What are some of your favorite like ice cream snacks out of like the ice cream truck and everything? Because with me it was like Choco Taco is definitely up there, as well as the screwballs. The screwballs are so good because it was basically like this like slushy, not honestly slushy ice cream, but like this like more like fruit flavored ice cream, or like fruit flavored like almost like popsicle with like a gumball at the bottom of it, and that was so good. Yeah, screwballs are good. Ice cream flavor is vanilla with caramel and some chocolate on the top. Ah, nice, simple and classic. Mm-hmm. Can't go wrong with that. That's very, very good. Also, with ice cream, there's this sushi restaurant that I go to, fairly close by, and they have because magenta means you just went on a date. Ah, cool. Nice. So you got a very, very, very vast collection of hoodies. I only have this purple one right here. I need to design myself more clothing, so I can kind of vary it up, especially as the weather is getting warmer. I definitely need to get a good selection of clothing going on. It's a little bit tricky though. Designing clothes for a VTuber model though. Even the 3D ones, because even if you get the template in GIMP and everything like that, trying to come up with an actual design and putting it in there and everything, it's challenging. It is very challenging. Oh, all right. Come on, we're getting really, really close. We're holding off fourth place for a little bit, but that long straightaway at the end there, that 1.2 mile straightaway, that's gonna make things just a little bit challenging. More than a little bit challenging actually, because most of these vehicles in this race are much faster than us on the straights. We're only in the third right now by sheer pace on the corners. I'm wearing purple, that means I just became royalty. Whichever happened, purple actually in past is meant royalty and high status because my husband actually found much for dies. Yeah, it was like super expensive to make. Like purple and even blue as well was like very, meant you were fairly high class as well, because blue oftentimes was made with like crushed lapis lazuli, like crushed gemstones and that type of stuff. So it was very blue is also a very, very expensive color as well. But yeah, purple, it's why the trope purple is powerful exists, because purple in like older stories usually meant that someone was very, very well off or was royalty. And it kind of even applies to like more modern tropes as well. It's kind of become a modernized trope. And we just got blown by there on the straights. Oh, come on, go a little bit faster, you tiny car. Please. Oh, it's so slow. When blue means you go into flow. Ah, like water. That is a lot of hoodies though. Like even in real life, the flesh, the person behind the VTuber, like I only have like 2 different hoodies. One is a gray camo hoodie and the other one is a black cross-country hoodie. I do not have a whole lot of hoodies. I should get more hoodies though. Especially once the weather warms up and those types of outfits go on sale. I think that'd be very, very nice. I need to update my in real life wardrobe as well. Ah, sorry about that. I had to sneeze. I had to mute myself there. I have a hoodie for every occasion. Ah. It's like, oh, what was... There was one girl from like the Encyclopedia Brown series. Was it Encyclopedia Brown? It was one of the children's books, or like books I used to read when I was younger. That would always wear like one specific color each day, like a different color each day, but like she would dress only in that color. I think it was Encyclopedia Brown. Was like the girl that did that. But yeah. There we go. Alright, our ranking's decreased just a little bit, but that's fine. A cyan hoodie means I am thirsty. Baby blue hoodie means I want something simple to eat. If it's a brown hoodie. Bruh. It just, I can imagine you're like, okay, wait a second. Let me switch my hoodie real quick. Just put on a new color and everything. Alright. This means I need to use the restroom. I'll be back in a second. It would be really, really cool though. Clothing I can change clothing that can like change color, like you can like, you know, interface with it and actually get it to change color and everything. That would be super, super, super cool. Like we already have clothing that like changes color in the sunlight. Where like in the sunlight, like like you get certain things. Actually, not that far off from the truth. Oh, really? Sweet. I'm a mind reader. Nah, it's just something that'd be really cool. Is to have like different. Goose liver green means just someone elaborate. Goose liver green. That's an interesting color choice. All right, let's try to win the Daihatsu Copen. Add another vehicle to our compacts list. Maybe. We can try, right? 2, 1, let's roll. We're almost at level 10 as well. We'll be able to get to our medium sedan wagon vehicle next. Should be all nice. We're gonna try to get three vehicles leveled up to level 10 here, and actually save this time as well. We're already off to a very good start, very solid at Tsukuba. I enjoy racing at Tsukuba. It's a lot of fun driving on this track. It's just a course that flows really well, one corner going into the next. It almost feels like an autocross course. And wearing a purple hoodie, goose silver green hoodie, and a magenta hoodie. Ah, you're really hopeful that you're winning the lottery? Now is that any amount of money that you win from the lottery, or like only like the Mega Millions, like the Powerball and stuff? Yeah, I don't. With regards to the lottery, I don't really participate in the lottery. The statistics are winning and everything. Like you're more likely to get struck by lightning than to win the lottery. So for me, it just seems kind of like a waste of money. So I don't usually participate in it. I know I know some people that like every day, like after work, like or every day for lunch, like they buy a scratch off ticket as well at the convenience store just down the road from where I work. And I'm like, oh wow. Occasionally they'll win like, you know, 10 or 15 bucks, but usually the losses outweigh the wins. And it's just I don't like participating in it. I already won. I am right now on a date, and I feel like royalty. You win a lottery. Oh, sweet! Congratulations for winning a lottery. Winning the big scratch offs. Alright, nice and easy. Gotta carry the speed around the corner. Very smooth, very casual. In this case, it's a metaphorical lottery. Oh, so what is the lottery a metaphor for? What does the lottery represent? How did you win the lottery? I'm gonna put on the baby blue hoodie. Something simple to eat. Yeah, ooh, something simple. Maybe make a recommendation. Just some nice almonds. Almonds are very tasty. Very good. Very healthy as well. I like eating almonds. I should get some almonds after the stream. I'm a little bit hungry myself, actually. But I don't want to eat on stream. I don't want you guys. This is not a mukbang ASMR stream. This is a racing game stream. We get to talk about a whole bunch of different vehicles. I'm gonna lie, I got a Japanese speaking girlfriend. Oh, sweet. That's super cool. Congratulations, man. That is super cool. You guys can like practice together as well, which is even better. It's always good to have a study partner. Ooh, hot dog or chips, maybe a sub. Ooh, speaking of subs. Oh my gosh. Okay, so my coworkers and I usually like once a week we try to get take out food at like a bunch of different places and everything. But one of us heard just a little ways away from where I work, there's a correctional facility and a prison. And just outside the prison, there's a guy with a food truck like that's like every Wednesday or whatever. So we go down there. No, it was every Tuesday. We got there Tuesday. And it's by food truck, I mean, it's basically like a trailer on the back of a vehicle with like, you know, like basically like a food trailer that's just kind of like being towed around. And he kind of stands by the side of the road and he makes like meatball subs and like sausages and like hot dogs and everything. And oh my gosh. It's like for $5, you get like a fairly big meatball sub. You can get with like the roast onions and peppers on it, some hot sauce and cheese. And oh my gosh, it was so good. It was only $5 too. Like that is the thing. All right, take care, Hunters. Thanks for stopping by the stream. I appreciate it. You have a great night, okay? But when you so like with college and everything as well, like you get into the mindset of like, how much food can I get for like a certain amount of money? You go to the food to dollar ratio. And they put human meat in there. I mean, if so, it was tasty human meat. But I don't think so. I think. So you said everything was beef. If you said everything was pork, I'd be a little bit concerned. But he said everything was beef. But oh my gosh, it was so good. So good. It was basically like you can literally see the prison right from where he had set up the stand as well, because like you know, there's like police officers and other like wardens and everything in line at the time. And you know where I work, it's you know an industrial park that's nearby there as well. And it's you know you just get in line, pay like the $10 or whatever for as many subs as you for the different subs and everything. And it was good. It was good. I want to go again. Missing half my ear liver and half my 2 livers. I think humans only have 1 liver. I'm pretty sure humans only have 1 liver. Alright, but anyway, let's get the display capture up. Because we're gonna do the random number generator. We're gonna determine whether or not we'll be racing in the Audi or the Mazda. And we will be racing in the Mazda. Oh, I'm thinking of kidneys. Yeah, kidneys. Kidneys are what you have 2 of. Because you can donate kidneys. Also, I want to get a screenshot. I want to get a screenshot of the little Funcargo. Because it is an adorable little bean of a car. And I wanna make sure we kind of post it on the socials, or at least kind of keep that in memory of the wonderful little bean that we drove. What do women have 2 of that cows have 4 of? If the answer is what I think it is, I am not going to be answering that question. But I'm sure it's like a gotcha. Or something like that, like a hey you silly, get your mind out of the gutter type of thing. Legs. Alright, you got me. Well done. Bravo. Alright, we wanna set this car a little bit towards oversteer because it is a front-wheel drive car. So with front-wheel drive, you can actually kind of steer and use a little bit of throttle. I thought of something else. Yes, I did. But, you know. Ironically, the first thing I thought of was stomachs, but I'm like, wait a minute, humans only have 1 stomach. Legs. Alright, GG. Well played. GGWP. Ooh, up against the Toyota Soar and the Celica GT4, 2 great Toyotas. Let's try to win. Okay, play with the yellow house. Everything is yellow. What is the house bricks made out of? The bricks are made out of clay, usually. Granted, you could add like there's probably like a dye added to make them yellow in color. But usually bricks are made out of clay or concrete, depending on what you consider bricks. No, it's yellow clay. I mean, it could have been painted clay, you know? Like they make the bricks and then they paint the bricks afterwards. You don't know that. I mean, you may know that. But yeah, yellow clay. I see how it is. Okay, now what is the greenhouse made out of? Usually glass and either a steel or aluminum frame with a foundation as well. And usually the glass itself is it's a special glass that basically kind of traps in. It's like a very has a high thermal resistance, so it's able to trap in a lot of like the heat and everything, so that it can you know, keep the plants warm even in the winter. Thought I could get you. You know, the glass itself needs to be like it's got a ever so slight green tint for some, depending on how you look at it, but greenhouse is you want as much sunlight to get through the greenhouse windows as possible, so that you know they're able to get to the plants and everything. I thought you didn't know French. That one I'm catching on to. I know you do not know French. I know you do not know French. French fries. Naruhodone. Oh my gosh, this Mazda is actually quite quick. Surprisingly so. Like for being a standard Mazda 6, not even like the Mazda Speed 6, it's a standard Mazda 6. It's taking these corners very, very quick. I told you I know some French. Oh, okay. What kind of French do you know? I'm interested to hear some of that as well, or to read some of that. Alright, nice and easy around the corner. Through Starfish onto the cat's tail. Wait, you know something that is in French? That is in French. It isn't French fries. Alright, I'm listening. Let me know what it is. I'm keen to hear it. The only things I remember from like French class is parlez-vous français? Français, which is do you speak French? And une limonade, c'est combien? Which is one lemonade. How much is it? I do not know a whole lot of other French stuff that isn't like French like culinary cooking type stuff. I know very minimal of other language stuff. Most of my language knowledge comes from like food. And that's literally just because I like reading up like different like not so ethnic, but like different like cultural cookbooks of like different like food that like is from like those different countries. And so it kind of talks about like, you know, the different like preparation methods and everything like that, which is really, really cool. Like for example, a fried egg in Spanish is huevos fritos. But like actual outside of like Spanish words for food, I do not know a whole lot of Spanish. It's basically mostly food that I remember because I love food. Famez la. Alright, what does that mean? What does famez la mean? Under the Dunlop Bridge. I'm actually doing very, very well with the Mazda. We're beating the Toyota Soarer and the Toyota Celica GT4. Two fairly high-end performance vehicles. And we're beating it in this little inline 4-powered Mazda. I'm gonna say what it means in Japanese. Oh, okay, so it means shut up or be quiet. To be fair, that is a very, very, very useful phrase to know. Alright, nice and easy going around these corners. Keep the speed nice and smooth. Whee! All the power. Yeah, it means shut up. Exactly. Very, 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 very useful phrase, you know? The Mazda 6. it's kind of a boring car. Don't have too much to say about it, but it is rather quick actually. Like some of the boring cars in this game actually are fairly quick. Actually, we shut to H up. Ah. Oh, sorry about that. It's been a very long work week. Very long work week. But yeah. Alright, let's finish this race. Let's get our first level up. Let's get this car at least a little bit quicker, so we can race it against a much faster competition. Cross the line. There we go. Very nice. Ah, nice drink of water as well. It is good to be hydrated. Oh, so nice. I'm barely talking right now. I'm just kind of recovering the rest of my voice just for a split second. Getting some water in me. Getting some drinks of water. And you're still telling me to shut up. Don't be mean. Don't be mean. No bully the streeter. It's easy to learn French and it's easy to learn Japanese. Yeah, that's because at least like French and English partially have like roots in Latin, so you can have some cognates. Whereas Japanese is more so derived. Is very different. Very different than French. And very different compared to a lot of the other Latin languages as well. Speak Latin. Ah. Yeah, Latin is super cool as well because you can learn. When you study Latin, you kind of see like where the root words come from and like the original definitions of stuff, which is super cool. It is a dead language. Yeah, no one really uses it, but it is still something that's really cool to learn because you can kind of learn the origins of different words and everything like that. It's the same thing with like Greek as well. Is learning the different languages, or at least learning like the origins of different like words, especially in English, because English has origins in ancient Greek as well as Latin as well as a couple other regions. But it's all just super cool, kind of learning the like the history behind words and how they came to be. Midnight, welcome to the stream. If I remember correctly, you were there's a game tonight. If memory is serving me correctly, either tonight or tomorrow. If it was tonight, how did it go? Right now we're driving the wonderful Mazda Atenza, otherwise known in the States as the Mazda 6. Very nice little sedan, kind of boring, but it's quick enough that it's able to be fairly competitive against much faster vehicles. We got the vehicle really nice, right at the balance between being super loose and being kind of a little bit on the tight side. Next game is on Saturday. Ah, okay. My apologies. Best of luck. Best of luck to the Grizzlies. Hopefully they make the comeback. Ooh, a little bit of slide with the Mazda. I got an F on my test. He didn't even teach any of this. Yeah, it's very difficult to kind of do well on tests when you're trying to teach, not only teach yourself but also just go to class that doesn't necessarily help you. It's the professor, especially in college, makes all the difference in the classes. And it's calculus. But I decided to turn on the Kings vs Warriors game so I could see the Golden State Warriors get swept. Best of luck to both teams. Here's hoping it is an enjoyable experience for you. But yeah. But no, the professor in college makes all the difference. Like, I've had really good professors teach super difficult subjects. And like I managed to do very well on them. Like my thermo fluids professor and the my fluid dynamics professor were like really good. You know, they would meet you after class and everything. They would like discuss like different like projects, different homeworks and everything. And they were just super fun to talk to. Whereas Calc 3 was a little bit challenging. Calc 3 was a little bit challenging. His professor, it was kind of difficult to understand. And so even though I did well in the first two calculuses, Calc 3, I got a lower B in. Wasn't that great. Don't know who the Scarlet King is. I am not familiar with the Scarlet King. Anytime the Warriors lose, I'm happy. Yeah, it's good to kind of have those. Sometimes it's just as fun to root against a team as it is to root for a team. To have that rivalry, you know, because then you kind of get to watch. You get to watch basically two separate seasons at once. If you're only focusing on like those two teams, you get to cheer for a whole bunch of other teams. You get to kind of see a whole bunch of other good players that you're rooting for because you want the one team to lose. But also you get to root for your favorite team as well. You get to have that team loyalty. Most stuff you know about the Scarlet King, the closer it gets to breaking it into our reality and devouring us all. I am not trying to spread the word. You're trying to spread the word. I didn't even know of the Scarlet King, and now you're telling me. Now he's one step closer. You've doomed us all, Shadow Clone. Bravo. Oh my, gotta get the car nice and around these corners. Looks like Philadelphia is gonna sweep Brooklyn. Uh-oh. I gotta be careful then. Philadelphia, it's weird. The celebrations and destruction that happen when they win is sometimes more destructive than when they lose. It's very interesting watching like the sports players after a game, or not the sports players, but like sports fans after a game cause all kinds of chaos. And it's very funny seeing just, not so funny, but seeing just the rowdiness of people. Like you think, you know, yeah, we won. All right, time to go home, get a good night's rest. You know, maybe you know, be on the social medias and stuff like that. But no, instead it's, yeah, we won. Let's burn down the city. It's very silly. Tomorrow the Knicks are playing. Oh, cool. Alright, nice and easy. Gotta get nice and up on the curbs. There we go. Very nice, very smooth through the corners. Want to gradually kind of accelerate and decelerate. You do not want to mash the throttle. You do not want to cause the car to understeer. You want to be super smooth through the corners, using a little bit of throttle to stabilize the vehicle, while you have the suspension set up entirely for oversteer to get the car to slide around. Ah, oh, super nice. Scarlet King will save us all. Looks like Denver is going to sweep Minnesota. Oh, wow. So it seems like quite a bit of blowout victories right around now. Use a little bit of the outside curve. There we go. But yeah, I love the super close games. The close games are the best. But sometimes a sweep every once in a while can be very enjoyable as well. You get to see just the sheer skill of certain players when they all work together as a machine. There we go. Let's level up. Let's level up our Mazda just a little bit more. Boss is probably gonna sweep it loud. So much sweeping. More sweeping than a janitor convention right now. Oh, lots of points. Yes. Pretty points. Ah. Oh, man. Oh, Midnight. Also, we were talking earlier. We're talking about, like, sleepovers and stuff like that. And we're talking about how fun... Exodus Cavs is going to be a close one. Ooh, okay. I'm looking forward to seeing the score for that one. How close the game can be. Hopefully it's, like, within a couple points of each other. That's very, very nice. Hey, I'm gonna start talking about the blood in the skull. Okay? Yeah, we can talk about other stuff. We can kind of share like our sleepover stories because we were talking about that earlier. And that was a lot of fun. The different sleepover. Just talking about that a little bit. Like some of our favorite sleepovers. As well as like camping as well, because camping is basically just a sleepover outdoors, where you're sleeping. The sleepover is at Mother Nature's house. And camping is actually a lot of fun. When I was in Scouts, we do like Dutch oven cooking. If you're not familiar with Dutch oven, it's basically this giant like cast iron like pot with it's got 3 legs at the bottom, and it's got a lid, like a very, very good sealing lid. Like once it wears, it has to come out of the series. Okay. Well, best of luck in Sacramento. Oh, big bump. But yeah, the Dutch oven, it's a yeah, it's basically this like cast iron like pot that you cook in as well. Yeah, Boy Scouts, it's so much fun doing the camping and everything. And with cast iron, just a heads up, if you have anything cast iron, you don't wanna wash it with soap and water. If you do wash it off with water, because if you wash it with soap and water, because of the porosity of the cast iron, the soap flavor will actually get into the cast iron, and it'll make the rest of it'll take a while to get rid of it, and the food will taste kind of soapy next time you cook in it. So you just want to cook it. You just kind of want to clean it with just regular water, and then immediately afterwards, you're gonna put just a little bit of like vegetable oil in it so it doesn't rust. Because you do need to take care of cast iron stuff very, very differently compared to regular stainless steel or non-stick materials. But the benefit though of that is let me tell you something about it. Sure. And I'd also be interested in seeing how the NBA playoffs work. I'm not nearly as familiar with how the playoffs work in that. I'd imagine it's like the best of like 3 or best of 5 games moves on to the next in the series, or moves on to like the next series. But I'm not too sure how exactly it works. But I imagine it's probably like a round robin elimination style tournament. Oh gosh, that was a bad. So it's a bracket series. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, so it's basically like an elimination style tournament where each team, like, when they go up against each other, 2 enter, 1 leaves. Yeah. And then I imagine it's either like a best of 3 or like a best of 5 or something like that. So each team from each conference will compete against each other. Okay. And with the brackets, with the teams going up against each other, like how does it, like, how many games are in like a specific, like, one set of brackets? Best of 7. Now let's not talk about the Scottish King. Let's leave the cosmic horror for other streamers and stuff like that more so do with that vibe. I'm also here for the chill, comfy vibes. Chill, comfy, and like educational, you know, motorsport and car vibes. 'Cause I love talking about cars. Sam and I show. Alright, well, it need to be just a slightly different level of chill. Like, not necessarily a cold abyss of space with like an alien tentacle monster coming down at you. More so just chill as in like you're relaxing in your recliner, you're just, you know, just having fun, you know, just being with the bros. Type of chill. Oh, you mean sleep? Sure. That could work too. Alright. Thanks, Shadow Clone. Thanks for stopping by the stream. Oh gosh. Braking this car isn't the best. Brakes in this car are a little bit sketch. Let's get through the twisty bits. Okay, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, camping. Oh my gosh, every year we cook in a Dutch oven, and it was so good. With that, like, so with a cast iron type of cookware and everything, whatever you cook in it, the cast iron takes up a little bit of takes on like a little bit of that flavor. So as you cook into it, as you cook different foods and everything, like you get just a little bit of flavor of like the seasoning of like the other food as well. But yeah, it is so good. One year we did a rabbit stir fry in the Dutch oven, and oh my gosh, if you've not had rabbit before, I highly recommend it. It's like chicken but like a little bit chewier. This a little bit, but you mix it in with like your Asian stir fry veggies. And what we did was, in addition to marinating the rabbit, we also marinated the noodles in like this teriyaki blend of sauces for like 48 hours in like this cooler, and you cook it all in the Dutch oven for like 30-40 minutes and everything with the rabbit. And oh my gosh, the sauces kind of like got super thick, and the rabbit, was super tender as well. It was so good. And with the campouts as well, we do like competitions with other scout troops and everything, and we managed to get second place in the cooking competition with that rabbit stir fry. And oh man, like everyone else is doing like rabbit stew and everything. We did something very different. Also, the matches go as follows: first seed versus 8 seed, second versus 7th, third versus 6th, 4th, and 5th. Okay, so the better you are in the seed, the easier your competition in theory should be. I see. Nice. Nice. That's cool. See, it's similar in a sense to like the Race of Champions playoff. Alright, goodbye. I'm gonna test my hypothesis. Well, best of luck with that. There we go. Got the car leveled up just a little bit further. That's all right. You just make sure you get some rest. It's perfectly fine. I mean, not necessarily fine like what you're saying, but like get some rest, okay? It's good. I know you're learning Japanese and you're like trying to do a whole bunch of stuff, but it is good to get some rest. All right. Let's go another race here. Let's see what we have here. Ooh. After the first round of conference, semifinals are played. The user played between the 4 teams in each conference who made it to the first round. Okay. So then I imagine it's the first, like either the first or the. I imagine it's basically the one side going together and then the other side going together and stuff like that. Like it's bracket tournament and stuff. That's really cool. That being said, though, outside of like the first seed, well, not the first seed, but like the first matchup, like it's much more varied in terms of difficulty then, or how you finished. Because you could either have a very strong team or a much weaker team that got lucky or managed to pull it out of their hats. So it gives much more much more difference in terms of how easy or hard it is. Big prank, 4 days now. All right, best of luck with that. Best of luck with the prank. All right, nice and easy. Got to get loudest. Whoa, what did you do? The Audi just immediately shot to the right there. I've never seen a car rotate that quickly. And comes conference final, the two best teams, the two teams that managed to avoid elimination for so long. Okay, so yeah, it is literally, with the exception of the best of 7, it is literally like the brackets format for the Race of Champions, where it's a whole bunch of drivers, and it's the best of 3 races. It's the best of 3 races where and then the drivers gradually kind of get narrowed down until only one driver is remaining. But it's a bracket elimination type format, just like that, which is super cool. Nice, nice, nice. So this right now, this is the first, like the first bracket, like the first brackets selection. So there's still 8 teams left. Well, this is cool. Coming down right to the wire. All right, Night Shadow Clone. Yeah, have a great night. Make sure you get some rest, okay? Oh, and then after the conference finals, it's the NBA finals, the best team in the West versus best team in the East. Oh, okay, so there's even more, like it's a bracket, and then technically, you can almost be thought of as like a massive singular bracket as opposed to 2 separate brackets. Cool, that is really, really cool. I wonder statistically, in the history of the NBA, like what the win ratio, or what the percentage of the East versus West victories is. Like if any side has a higher percentage chance of victory, or if it's fairly even down the line. That'd be a cool kind of statistical trivia. Everything best of 7. Oh, nice. So it's consistent all the way through. But yeah, it'd be really cool to see, you know, who is more likely, statistically anyway, to win if it's East versus West. I'm sure some gambling folks and everything have created odd systems and done mass amounts of statistical analysis of like every single team and everything like that, and it basically created like super accurate betting odds. But yeah, it's it's really, really cool, kind of like looking at the statistical like history of certain sports as well. You get to kind of then see like the trends, the patterns, and everything. Because history, while it doesn't necessarily repeat, it does indeed rhyme. It is like poetry, to quote George Lucas. And so oftentimes, a period of dominance, and then a slow period could also lead to another period of dominance, if they kind of repeat the same strategies that led them to the period of dominance in the first place. Oh gosh, this car is not the best on the longer corners. I kind of got it set up towards the tighter, twisty sections. I want to try to get a little bit closer to second place. I definitely want to get a little bit closer. Try to get second place. We're on par for a podium position now. That 4GT is much quicker than us. We're in a Mazda 6 or a Mazda Atenza, and it's decent. It's definitely competing against vehicles that are much faster than it. But against a Evo 5, or maybe an Evo 6, one of the two, or a 4GT, yeah, we don't not have a chance, not one bit. Come on, big push. There we go. Another lap down. Keep the lap super clean. Keep your lap super consistent. Macrostrata is such a beautiful course as well. It's just very pretty. You're right. Basically, you're right in Venice, with all the waterways and everything, all the like the boardwalks, all the beautiful classic architecture architecture of the houses. And the track itself is a lot of fun too. Like I enjoy the right-left chicane in that one sector. It is very, very fun, kind of getting right up on the curbs, going 2 wheels. Very, very fun driving through that. Like a lot of the tracks in this game are very, very solid tracks. I'm enjoying it a lot. Like there's very few tracks that are like total misses in this, but most of the tracks in the game are actually really fun to drive on. And most of the tracks that aren't as fun, those are more so like the duel tracks, where basically you're just you versus one other opponent, and basically those a lot of times are just a little bit too tight for their own good. Whereas these tracks have a lot more flow. Fun and conflicting answers on East versus West records. Most say that East has more championships. Ah, okay, cool. That is a cool like statistic to kind of look at as well, with the different teams and everything. You can kind of then see what strategy the East has employed versus the West. If it's a single superstar player, or if it's more of a team effort that they want to go for, and which kind of leads to more victories. I'd imagine focusing more so on a Grizzlies are a Western Conference team. Really? So what is the dividing line right around like in the United States? Like is it the Appalachian Mountains or whatever? What classifies a team as East and West? Because Tennessee is fairly, isn't all that far west. So I want to know like what kind of is the cutoff point for an East versus West team. So on the other hand, I imagine it isn't probably as many, or there isn't nearly as densely packed for the teams in the West. Like they're much more spread out because the states are much larger, and some states probably don't have basketball teams out in the West and all that stuff. Whereas in the East, you get very, very dense urban sections, probably a couple of teams per state, for larger states. So it'd be interesting to kind of see where the dividing line is. 'Cause I'm not necessarily sure as to what that is. I'm at least not as familiar with that. Man, we are not gaining on that Evo. That Evo is absolutely rapid. Can't find an answer for that. Ah, that's fine. It could just be. It probably is some like geographical like dividing line, like the Appalachians, that determine what is an East team and what isn't a Western team. Oh gosh, we are about to be lapped by the Ford GT. Blue flag! I gotta move over, let him by. We have now been lapped. They're so slow through the chicane, though. One of the cool things, though, is that if this was real life, because we've been lapped, we can now do one less. We can now do one less lap in the race. But in real life, or in the game, that's not how it is, because the race is tied to our car, not their car. So they're doing an extra lap now. They're doing a 13-lap race. Whereas we're doing only a 12-lap race still. Yeah, a little bit of slower lap time because of we kind of got held up a little bit by the Ford GT. Also, game used to be East versus West, but now there are captains from both conferences that draft players regardless of conference. Ah, that's really cool. So it's more so a what collection of players do you like more? That you root for, or which team captain do you want to root for more then? I see. Still, that's cool. I really like the all-star type of formats and everything. Where you're getting different people from like different teams competing with and against each other. Like that is super, super cool. Because you get to kind of see how these people would hypothetically work together in, you know, a lower stakes game. The 2023 All-Stars game was the first one where the draft was done right before the game. Ah. So I bet that led to a lot of anticipation as to who all is going to be there. Who all is going to be there, who all is going to be square. Very, very cool. Yeah, the closest thing we have to like an all-star type of race in the playground rules. Oh. So they were basically drafted right then and there at the game. That is cool. That is very, very cool. Can you imagine it being the last one picked? Like, you're reliving the childhood trauma of being the last player picked for the team. But, like, you're a grown adult, and you're making, like, millions a year and everything. Oh, I'd feel so bad. Still, someone has always got to be last. It's just the unfortunate nature of life. Can we win the 4GT? Yes! Okay, we won the 4GT. The beautiful, beautiful mid-engine supercar. 550 horsepower. There's Jackson Jr. He got done dirty in the draft. Aw. That's unfortunate. Ooh, got 2 upgrades there at the same time. Very, very nice. Lots of points as well. Sweet. Downside though is we lost a free week, but we got to win the 4GT. So we did win a vehicle, which is nice. All right, let's get another race one. Let's do a low end steering race here. We're up against some very, very quick cars. EB110, the TVR Tamara. 2023 was the first year where Team LeBron lost. Oh. Ouch. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, on one hand, it is cool that the streak is broken, you know, make way for new blood and all that stuff. A new king in town. But on the other hand, there is always a semblance of like melancholy when, like, you know, one person that has a streak going, you know, loses that streak as well. Like, for example, like everyone, like in Formula One, like when Sebastian Vettel did the four championship win streak from like 2010 to 2015, everyone like absolutely hated him. They hated the Red Bull dominance. They hated the Vettel dominance. But then when he went to Ferrari, and like he was still kind of winning races, but wasn't able to go for like championship contention, everyone began like absolutely loving him because like they were like, oh, they kind of felt bad for him a little bit. And they realized like he's just a really good driver that's just super passionate about the sports. Team LeBron lost to Team Yaris this year. Oh wow, okay, nice. And I feel like it's gonna be the same that happens with like Lewis Hamilton as well, where like when he goes, you know, when he's not in like a dominant team or whatever, or when he's not able to compete for championships and goes maybe to retire or move to a different racing series, I think a lot of people that once kind of hated on him are gonna absolutely love him with, you know, and kind of have a lot more respect for him. 'Cause he's an amazing driver. Both him, Vettel, Alonso, a lot of very, very good drivers in Formula One. But when they have their dominant streak, people kind of get tired of it, and they kind of hate a little too much. And then when that dominance is lost, they're like they then kind of enjoy. I remember the voice message you sent. Yaris. I do try to make mental notes and everything of like the different stuff I learned during stream. It is a lot of stuff I am learning, so do pardon me if I forget or have a lapse of memory. Taught you well. Yes, you did. Thank you for that, by the way. I'm sure whenever I pronounce like a basketball player name like completely wrong, you're like just cringing internally in your chair or on your sofa or whatever you're watching. So thank you for the help. Oh man, Yaris. That's how you pronounce that one. But yeah, no, names in general is just super difficult to pronounce. Like, oh my gosh, like, even racing driver names is very, very, very tricky. Like, you have Jarno Trulli, but it's spelled with a J for his name. And then you have, like, Polish and, like, Finnish racing drivers, like Kimi Räikkönen. Spelling Räikkönen is, like, a mess in of itself. But, like, pronouncing it as well, like, just seeing it spelled, trying to pronounce it, you're like, I have no idea. I got a nice solid second position here. That's fine, I didn't know how to pronounce his name when I first heard of him. Yeah, it's very, especially if you're only seeing the text and you don't hear someone else pronounce it, it makes it very, very difficult as well. Because you're trying to like figure out like the country of origin of that name, if it's been modified at all from like a different country, you know, all that stuff. So and different like countries of origin have different like pronunciation for like different collections of letters as well. Just so you remember, how do you pronounce Nikola Jokic? Nikola Jokic, I believe. I know the first one is Nikola because it's pronounced just like the soda in the cyberpunk universe, Nikola. But I think it's Jokic. Like the J-O is Y-O. Jokic, as in kitchen. Okay, close. Hitch. It is a soft C. Darn it. I got the first part right, but not the second part. I'm learning though. I am learning. But yeah, no, names are always very, very tricky. I believe this one is Luka Doncic. But I could very well be wrong. That one I don't remember as much of. I know one of the C's is a CH, another C is a hard C. But I don't remember which one. I don't remember which one is which. It's either Doncic or Doncic. Doncic. Okay, so it's both soft. Okay. That's weird because it's the different symbols over both C's, so I kind of thought it was gonna be, like one hard, one soft, and the symbols would annotate that which one is which. But I guess I am very, very wrong in that one. Doncic. Ah, nice drink of water there. Oh, sweet. Get the car leveled up even further. There we go. The car is super, super lightweight now. Lots of points. Oh my gosh, we're actually getting really, really close to rank 1. Like, we're being very, 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 very quick here. The car is wonderful. Driving is passable. Ooh, Baja Mirage. Ooh, yes. It's been a while since we've done an off-road race. This should be very, very fun. 2 front-wheel drive cars dueling it out in the desert. One of them is a Peugeot 206 Cross Coupe Cabriolet. That's what the CC stands for in its name. It's basically a hardtop convertible. And then the other one is the beautiful Mazda 6. And I am getting mega understeer on the dirt and sand. No traction whatsoever. Wonderful. Alright, come on. Nice and easy, nice and easy. Oh man, this car is actually doing very, very well on the dirt. A little bit understeer, but if you let off the throttle just a little bit before turn in, you can kind of get the car to like rotate a bit more. I wonder if it'd be possible to somehow recreate remix content on Minivan 3 PSP. I don't know. I do know, however, that I did see actually on the GT Planet forums. Granted, I haven't tested it, but I have seen a mod for Midnight Club 2 that someone just recently created, like just this past year, for like a realistic handling mod for Midnight Club 2, which is really, really cool. And it'll be kind of cool to test out as well, maybe sometime after the main playthrough of Midnight Club 2, just to see how it is with the you know, with the more realistic handling, the less, you know, super slidey handling and stuff like that. You know, you're more just trying to like navigate the road and everything with a more kind of grippier vehicle. Oh gosh, come on, stabilize the car. I actually saw that. Oh wow. Sweet. Yeah, it's very, it's super cool what people like do with the mods and everything like that. Like I'm seeing people even create like mods of like Gran Turismo 4, and while I'm not seeing any that are released yet, like I'm seeing people like doing their own like homebrew stuff for that game, like their own ROM hacks, which would be super cool. Because Gran Turismo 4 and Gran Turismo 3 are two of my favorite of the Gran Turismos. So I would love to kind of revisit them with like new content or like, you know, updated or like revised content to see, you know, what all you can do with the game. So I get the feeling like they haven't really kind of scratched the full surface of what can be done in those games. Like it'd be cool to see like a GT3 or a GT4 Plus, similar to like the GT2 Plus. I would love to eventually have those available in a digital format to download. So I would play the hell out of those. Be so much fun. But yeah, no, like that is the best thing about like the modding community, is they're able to kind of breathe new life into old games, which is so much fun. Like because basically things that maybe like, you know, the fan base, like if the fan base mostly enjoyed the game, like there's like one or two things that like could use some work. You could get the fan base to like go into the files and begin to kind of like work on fixing those things, or even adding new content or changing content around. Like it is so cool. Mods are. I definitely got to get into modding. It's just there's so much. I'm thinking come out the 96 Impala body kits have been purchased. Oh, that would be so nice. That would be so cool. Or even if you can dive into, like if I'm trying to remember, did Midnight Club 3 have a PC port? I know Midnight Club 2 did, but did Midnight Club 3 have a PC port? If not, then it would probably need to be a ROM hack of Midnight Club 3 in order to get some updated content on quote-unquote the PC version of the game for the emulator and stuff. But I would love to see more mods in general for old racing games that add like different. Midnight Club 2 is only Midnight Club released in PC. Oh, that's unfortunate. I would love to see mods of Midnight Club 1. Because Midnight Club 1 I always enjoy going back to. The chaos, but the controllability, the controlled chaos of Midnight Club 1. And like the early 2000s vibe was just so much fun. But yeah, no, Midnight Club 2, at the very least, I'd love to see more mods for Midnight Club 2. Maybe like, you know, additional vehicles or like additional races and characters. It'd be difficult to have characters, because they need to like model like the 3D models and have them like animated and everything. But at least having more vehicles to choose from and that type of stuff would be really cool. I don't know, mods in general are awesome. Like, if you look at Assetto Corsa, like, because it's open source, there's over like 20,000 different like vehicle and track and mods and everything. Someone's supposed to make a restoration of the game's unused Tokyo map. Oh, sweet. I would love to see that and like have races on that type of stuff. Because I'm sure with a lot of games, like a lot of content gets left on the cutting room floor, and it'd be really cool to kind of see what all can be done with that content as well. If you can kind of like fabric cobble some stuff together and make it like at the quality or just about the quality or just slightly under the quality of like the base game, but just adding more to it. Like that would be so much fun. Or like have a mod where like you can win. You can kind of like do a new game plus with career mode. When will it be released? Yeah, I don't know. That is one of the downsides of the modding community though, is because basically they're not like constrained by developer deadlines and everything. It's more so hobby projects. They're kind of working on their own time on that stuff, and sometimes mods get dropped, or you know the project gets started and then it doesn't get finished. I would love to see the cut content in the first Midnight Club game, as well as maybe even like the cut content in Midnight Club 3, because apparently like BMW and Mini was supposed to be in Midnight Club 3, as well as even Maybach as well, which is super cool. Like there was supposed to be like a lot of additional vehicles, which is crazy considering just how many vehicles were in the game when it launched. Even the remix edition especially, there was so many cars. Yeah, no, modding in general is super cool. And then of course, you have all the mods with the black box era Need for Speed games, which a lot of those are really good too. Like you have the two Pepega mods for Most Wanted and Pro Street, and you have the Battle Royale mod for the Carbon. And of course you have a lot of like car mods as well, adding different vehicles to the different games and stuff. Like there's one that adds like a bunch of like the cars that were in Underground 1 but not Underground 2 into Underground 2. I think it's called like the Bayview Imports. Trying to find questions to use in the Memphis Grizzlies game, trivia game. I mean, one of them could be like, what was the largest margin of victory that in the history of that team? That'd be a cool one. Another one could be like what you know the city the team was founded, or what year the team was founded. Another one could be if there's any players that like spent their entire career with the team. That would be a cool one. Like a cool trivia question is like if there's any. One of them is, which Grizzlies player has their jersey retired? Ooh, that's a good one as well. Goes a little bit into the history of the team itself, as well as showing a veneration to a historic member of the team that probably was very skilled. Very cool. Nice. That's a good question to add as well. If there are any records that team or a player on that team holds or has held, that would be cool to add to trivia as well. For example, if like a player of the team has like the most like 3-pointers, the most free throws in the league or historically, like that would be a cool one. That would be a cool one to add. There we go, cross the line. Oh wait, it's a 3-lap race. It is A, Paul Gasol, B, Mark Gasol, C, Zach Randolph, D, Tony Allen. Oh gosh, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with B, Marcus Sol. I think that's the answer. I'm not entirely sure. I genuinely have no idea. I am guessing 100%. It's basically entire and 25% chance I got it right. There was no process of elimination. I genuinely don't know. Correct answer is C, Zach Randolph. Ah, okay. Nice. Very cool. Now, what years did he end up playing for the team? I imagine he's more of a legacy player and all that stuff. That is super, super, super cool. I mean, getting your number or your jersey retired is like a huge, massive sign of respect, you know, in this sport, because it means like basically, at least for a while, there is going to be no one in recent history that is going to be like you. Like that is super, super, super cool to have your number or to have your jersey retired. Nice and easy around the corners. Played from the Grizzlies from 09 to 2017. All right, nice long career. Very, very nice. I mean, decent career, you know. It's 8 years. That's very, very solid. I imagine he scored lots of points. Did a lot of amazing things. You kind of have to get your jersey retired. So what was he best known for? We gotta hold off. We gotta hold off third place. Third place is quickly gaining on us. His career in general lasted from 01 to 2019. Okay, so 8 years is a very long time to be with the team, though. Very, very cool. Nice, though. Almost 20 years. That is a very, very long basketball career. Very cool. Gotta get through the corner nice and smoothly. There we go. There we go. Cross the line. Perfect. Nice, solid second place finisher. That is very, very good. Nice drink of water. Very, very thirsty. I made tacos tonight. Basically, it was grilled, not necessarily grilled, but like pan-seared ground beef with onions, green peppers, jalapenos all seared in as well after you brown the ground beef, and mangoes as well. In addition to that, very, very good. Yeah, very, very nice. Okay, cool. Sorry, my wife just messaged me the menu, the grocery list and everything I need to pick up tomorrow morning. Perfect. There we go. Max level. Lots of points as well. Oh my gosh, our ranking is amazing right now. We are second in the rankings. Let's get this car. Let's get a screenshot of this car. I'm gonna have to try to find an interesting car fact about the Mazda 6. Because I don't know a whole lot about this car. Like, I mean, mechanically, I know a lot about the car. But I don't know a whole lot of trivia about, like, what would make this car interesting. Because it is a very kind of very bland vehicle. It's still really cool. Now we have two choices here. We got the Jaguar Type R and the Skyline. So let's get the random number generator up. And let's see, 1. Okay, so it's a Jaguar. He's best known for making the Grizzlies a better team. Okay, so he kind of went into the team. He basically did like a Michael Schumacher to Ferrari, but what he did to the Grizzlies. But basically, he went in. He probably brought in a whole bunch of other people that knew what they were doing really whipped the team into shape. In 2011, the 8th seeded Grizzlies defeated the 1st seeded San Antonio Spurs. Nice. The underdog victory. Very, very cool. Very, very, very cool. I don't know what color I want to make this. Kind of like this white onyx, actually. Very, very pretty here. But you know, when you get someone in that actually is able to like really reform a team that is struggling, like that's not only being a good player, but that's being like a good like manager, a good, you know, very, very, you know, good teammate. That is cool. All right, let's lower this just a little bit. Stiffen this just a tad. There we go. And then dial this lower. And let's lock this up a bit. There we go. Perfect. All right, let's join the race. Let's see what we can do, what we can race at. Not a lot of high points paying races, but that is fine. We'll be in the over 4-liter race. And we'll just have to win this. Completely dominate the competition. Our ranking is probably going to struggle just a little bit. That's fine. We're in a fairly quick Jaguar. Lots of power. Big displacement. Decent handling for its size. In 2015, the Grizzlies made it to the Western Conference Finals against the Spurs. Grizzlies got swept, however. I mean, still making it to the conference finals is nothing to sniff at. That is very, very, very impressive. You know, you basically almost got at to the end. You basically either finished like 3rd or 4th right there out of, you know, many teams. I'm not sure how many teams are in the NBA, but you essentially either finished 3rd or 4th. I'm not sure how you want to count that, but you know, basically you're on par with the other team that, you know, was just knocked out as well. So basically either 3rd or 4th in like the total, you know, in the nation. Like that is really, really good. I mean, you beat so many other teams. You managed to beat teams that beat other teams that didn't make it there. So I mean, that's still something to be proud of. It's like when you get to the Super Bowl, or you're in a title fight for a championship. Yeah, it's nice to win, but even just getting to that point is still requires a massive amount of skill, and it's so cool. And I think more people need to kind of recognize like the runner-ups as well. Just the amount of skill that it takes to even get to that point. Especially if they have to deal with setbacks like injuries or other things like that, you know, and it's still very, very cool. And 2015 conference finals also going to Warriors. Oh, oof. So they're able, at least in recent years, they're able to get right up there, but not quite able to really kind of pull it off, which is a bit unfortunate. But it's still GG to them being able to consistently be a contender. Like, you know, that is still very, very exciting. You know, you were just constantly right up there. Conference semifinals. I mean, that's still pretty good though. That is still pretty good. Oh, the Jaguar. This big, powerful kitty. So nice. The kitty. I wouldn't mind owning one of these. Well, I'm not the biggest fan of this, like, this era of like XKRs. The four-door sedans during this time period were very, very nice that Jaguar produced. And I'm glad to be driving this one. This is absolutely gorgeous. the speed of the car is so nice. 2014 season where oh right, you showed me the video of that. That was a dirty punch, and it looks like he get hurt pretty bad as well from that. Yeah, you do not attack the opposition like that. That's very poor sportsmanship. You wanna, if anything else, you do want to have a sense of honor when you are, you know, a sportsman, when you are an athlete, because you do have people that like look up to you and everything, that watch you. So you do need to kind of have like a good sense of a sportsmanship and be able to take wins and losses gracefully without, you know, completely, you know, being either super cocky or being a super sore loser or what have you. But yeah, that's very unfortunate. There's another fact. Zach Renoff was named Zebo. So how did that name come about? Because like I'm not really, you don't really see Bo or like any like I can see where the Z comes from because it's Zach, but where does the Bo part come from? Because if you look at his name, there isn't really, there actually isn't a B anywhere in his name. Like I can better see Z Do, like Z Delta Oscar because of Randolph. But even then, it's a bit of a stretch. Where does the bow come from? The bow comes from wood, and then you attach a string, Isaac. Ha 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 ha. Ouch. All right, mega understeer there. Took that corner way too fast. Alright, give me some speed. And financials. That's fine. I mean, sometimes nicknames just come out of nowhere, and you're like, well, why do you call him that? I don't know. One day we just started calling him that because it was funny, and then it stuck. That's how I got my nickname. People found it funny. So I mean, it could just be something that just came out of nowhere, and then just people caught on to that because they found it catchy. What's so Zebo? Gazebo. It is not good. It is a gazebo. I fire my arrow at it. It is now a gazebo with an arrow sticking out of it. I try to run. Too late. The gazebo has awakened. Roll initiative. Sorry, D&D reference. Basically, it was an old green text of a story a dungeon master was telling about a player who didn't know what a gazebo was. If you're not familiar with a gazebo, they're basically, you know, small kind of pavilions that are wooden and stuff. You know, like you see outside at parks and everything that you can kind of like get shelter from the rain and everything at. But a player didn't know what a gazebo was and thought it was a type of monster. And so immediately tried to attack the gazebo. And the DM just rolled with it and basically made sentient gazebo. Apparently it turned into a very fun boss battle. And then afterwards they had to like stop the session and explain what a gazebo actually was to the one player. There we go, level up the kitty cat. Speaking of kitty cats, we have a garbanzo in the stream. We have a kitty cat stream. We can type !cat to make it a cat stream. Like this. Ooh. And we can fill the chat with cats. Very, very nice. A lot of kitty cats. Demetrius Jamal Murrah. Demetrius. That's a cool name. I can kind of understand why though he went to just Ja though, because you know very much simpler to pronounce and everything. And instead as well, like you're playing basketball and you hear "Here comes Demetrius," like it's You expect someone to be wearing like a suit and tie or something. Ooh, we have a lot of choices here. We have the English Car Limited Race. Ooh, we're up against some fairly quick opponents. Let's do it. It's been a while since we've raced at Victoria Road. We're going to be racing through the fictional street circuit in the heart of London. Beautiful dusk sky, all the color. It's not raining though. 7 out of 10, not an actual British circuit. It's not completely flooded. We get to drive a whole bunch of British cars. You ever notice though, like the classic English roadsters, for a country that gets so much rain, they produce so many lightweight convertibles. Like when would the average Englishman get the ability to drive those cars? Because it's always raining. But they have so many convertibles. It must have been more popular like as an export than as like a national vehicle. I remember telling you that yeah, the nickname was Block Panther because he was like super good on the defense. Yes. That is a really cool nickname though. It not only tells people exactly what you do and what you do well, but it's got the superhero connotations as well to it. So it's got that name, so it's the names to run away from very fast type of deal. You're like, oh gosh, they got some mega defense. They have the Block Panther. Oh, that jump really unsettles the car just a little bit there. And mega understeer on the turns. I gotta watch the tunnel section. Alright, we have the Aston Martin behind us, another very powerful, very heavy British performance vehicle. It looks absolutely gorgeous though. But let's make sure it stays in a rear view. Let's make sure we don't see the back end of it. And Steven Adams' nickname is Aquaman. How does he get that one? Does he just like sweat a lot, or does he drink like a lot of water during games? How does one get the nickname Aquaman? That's a very interesting one as well. Like I can understand where Black Panther comes from. Oh, because he looks like Jason Momoa. Oh, okay. Big muscly dude with very long hair. Okay, I can see that now. Very cool. Kinda. He kinda looks like Jason Momoa. He's like he's like if you photocopy Jason Momoa in a really bad printer. And like if you squint hard enough, he kinda looks like Jason Momoa. That's alright. For racing drivers, there is literally a racing driver named Will Power. He races in the IndyCar series, and yes, his name is Will Power. Like that is the most badass name you could have. Like, how determined are you? Man, my name is literally Will Power. I am super determined. You are not gonna break my will. Like that is literally like something like you could see in like a superhero comic book. But yeah. Cool names indeed be cool. I gotta keep the speed to the twisty bits. Carry as much speed on the outside of this corner. Because the track does get much wider here. Slowly cut across. Kind of prep myself for the tight right-hander. We really need... Oh gosh, alright, we really need to keep this Aston Martin behind us. Because right now they're going very quick, very rapid. And we can't afford any more mistakes. David Roddy's nickname is Big Body Roddy. Ah, is he just super, is he kind of built like Shaquille O'Neal, where he's just big everywhere, big, you know, muscularly, big kind of, you know, big, tall, just big person? Oh gosh. Oh, the understeer on the sweepers. That makes things challenging, the sweeper corners. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, we gotta get past the vanquish. Ooh, very sketchy. He's not, he is quite big, not Shaq big, but still big. Okay. It'd be funny if he was called Big Buddy Roddy and he was like the smallest player on the team. it'd be the ironic nickname. Oh boy, nice and easy through here. Oh, the twisties. Dylan the villain Brooks. Now, is he actually like a heel in basketball, or is he more so just like just someone that like they named the villain because of the name rhyming convention, or is he actually kind of a dirty player? It'd be funny if he was nicknamed the villain, but it was like actually like super nice and chill. Dylan the villain. Hi, my name's Dylan. I like to play basketball. I'm here to battle cleanly. Oh, he constantly says things that other players and officials don't like. Okay, so he's got a very loud mouth on him. I see. He's like the Kyle Busch or the Kurt Busch of basketball. I see. Still, sometimes you need players that are like that though, because sometimes you need to kind of call out the officiating of the governing body's BS. So sometimes you need someone that is a bit of a loudmouth that kind of speaks their mind and says what they like and don't like and everything. It is very good to have those types of people, because they kind of help prevent the sport from just being a bunch of yes men and a bunch of issues creeping up. Draymond Green said that the reason the Grizzlies haven't gotten a ring is because of Brooks. Oh, that's kind of mean. Like if he's a very skilled player, but still kind of upsets officials, that's kind of mean to say. Ooh, wow, jeez, that is some serious shade being thrown there. Wow. Jeez. I'm sure when Brooks heard about that, he was not happy one bit. I'm sure he had quite a few things to say. But yeah, wow. Saying one person is the reason that the team hasn't won, or that they're a clown. That's mean. That is very mean. Wow. All right, let's see if there's a vehicle that we can win. Ooh, a potential to eventually win the 300 SL. So I really want the Grizzlies to get a ring with Brooks so I can prove Jeremy wrong and rub it in his face. Exactly. That is the big thing. Is when you have haters, the best thing you can do is just prove them wrong. Don't even acknowledge them, just immediately prove them wrong. Just that nonchalant dominance. Well, best of luck then. Hopefully they get the ring. Hopefully they prove the haters wrong. Oh gosh. Nice and easy through here. We're back in London. England is my city. London is my continent. Yorkshire is my home. I don't know. Oh yeah, the Jaguar is absolutely dominating the competition now. So much power, a lot of grip, and as the vehicle gradually gets more and more upgrades as well, we can really kind of push. Still, it is a very heavy sedan though, so we should watch out on some of the tighter corners. Corners in general aren't the best for heavy vehicles. Oh, the speed though, the power. Honestly, despite that being one of the dirtiest players in the league. Oh yeah, you were telling me about that, and you got like completely like ejected from the game by doing that. Yeah, that's very. You gotta watch that, because you can seriously hurt or even like, you know, like permanently injure someone by doing that if intentional. Like that is like you're putting full weight right on someone's sternum. Like if that breaks, if you break like a rib, you can also like run the risk of that like puncturing a lung as well, which can lead to a lot of health complications on the road and everything. Like it is very, you do not, like humans when they are lying down are incredibly fragile. But whether it be the chest or the head, like it is very easy to cause harm to a human that is lying down. I do not recommend doing that. It's very dirty, very mean. But yeah, that is very dirty. I do hope was the other player was Demontis okay after that? Like he's not out with injuries or anything. Like he's, you know, it was more, you know, minor bruising at most, right? Like he didn't need any medical attention, did he? Because if he did, that is very bad. Oh, he's fine. Good. With anything else though, like even if you don't like certain teams or certain players, seeing anyone get injured regardless of sports is always very I don't want to say cringeworthy, but like you definitely feel for them. You know, you want the players, the safety of the players is paramount. You know, you don't want anyone to be injured. You want them beaten, but you want them beaten at like their best condition. So that one, no one can make any excuses of, well, so and so player was out with an injury or anything like that. But also because, you know, they're still human beings. Yeah, they're on rival teams and everything like that. Some of them may be punks, but they are still human beings. They still, you know, seeing any human being hurt is very unfortunate. Ooh, yes, the 300 SL, absolutely gorgeous. Look at that car. It's got the gull wing doors as well. So instead of the doors opening outwards, they open up upwards like a seagull. The DMC DeLorean, as well as the Mercedes SLS AMG, also have those those types of gull wing doors, and they are so cool. Next closest game is going to be played Saturday and be broadcast on ESPN if interested. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out. That'd be really cool. Really cool to watch. I'll have to catch like the stream of that or something. That'd be very cool to watch. I know I still need to get tickets to the local more local baseball games for the wife and I to go to as well. I still need to purchase some of that stuff because well, it's very, you know, it's very, my wife, she loves her baseball. It's gonna be live at 9 p.m. Central Time, so 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay, cool. I should be able to watch that, I think. Yeah. All right, let's do the high-speed battle around Speediopolis in the Jaguar. Very fast Jaguar, very quick cat. Oh, absolutely beautiful car. Oh, the speed. 2, 1. I love the Goodyear blimp as well. Fun fact, there are only about like 25 blimps in existence in the real world. Like, you think blimps are, because of the prevalence of the Goodyear blimp, you think blimps are much more common than they are, but there is actually only a very, very few blimps, and even fewer licensed blimp pilots in the world. Like, it takes a lot of training to be able to fly properly a blimp. They're actually very, very tricky. Very, very tricky to fly, because you have to deal with a lot of more, because of how they're much lighter weights. I don't think it'll be streaming on TV, only on TV. Okay. But doesn't ESPN have like a live stream service, if my memory serves correctly? If not, I can just catch it on TV as well. It's just, if there's, you know, if possible, we could kind of watch it without commercials and everything. But oh well. And my wife has all the sports channel subscriptions on her computer for like baseball, because she loves watching her baseball stuff. All the teams, especially the Yankees. She's a big Yankees fan. Nice, easy laps here. Not a lot of banking, so you do need to slow down just a little bit. Oh, it's nice. Both first place and second place are vehicles powered by powerful Jaguar V8 engines. First place is the Jaguar S-Type. In second place is the Ford T-Bird. You might be thinking, Ford? Powered by Jaguar? Yeah, the Ford T-Bird is powered by the Jaguar AJ35 engines, which is a V8 engine, a 3.5 liter V8 engine created by Jaguar. Very, very nice engine. Makes a decent amount of power. Very finicky though. Maintenance on them is a little bit challenging. But, you know, nice enough. Oh, this car. The speed of this car, though, is so nice. Okay. Still a little bit of understeer, though. Little bit of understeer. But that's fine. We have plenty of speed. We should be able to get lots of points from this race for upgrading our vehicle, because we're getting a lot of distance, because we're at a consistently higher speed. And it is a lot of laps as well, because they're quick laps. So that should allow us to get lots and lots of upgrade points. We should be able to go probably 2 levels after this race if we can keep our car off of the walls. Oh, this is so nice though. The power. The performance of the Jag. It's almost like a NASCAR stock car with it being big and heavy. Not a lot of downforce to it. But does it look cool? And it has lots of power. Just down the straight to this course. Getting up to about 150, 160 miles an hour. Very, very nice. $150. We can probably get up to 160. Yep, there we go. Alright, graze on the brakes. Just a little bit. There we go. Ah, perfect. Absolutely beautiful, this car. It is handling like a dream. It's a little bit too softly sprung. Might be a good idea to stiffen up the suspension just a tad. But otherwise, it is handling lovely. Oh, the speed of this car. Alright, graze the brakes again. Alright, back up to speed now. Alright, come on. 2 laps to go. We are dominating this event. We're dominating this race event. We're kind of lonely up here in the front. It's one of the downsides of this game, though, with certain tracks definitely make it much more difficult to kind of have close racing. Especially this one, where you can potentially be up against some vehicles that are much, much slower than you. But still, this should be fun. We haven't done a race here in a while, so I thought it'd be nice to kind of Get a little bit of little change of scenery. Plus, I need to learn how to drive ovals better. Make sure you don't forget to make the GBA racing game tier list when you can this weekend. Yeah, after this stream, I'm gonna try to make it after this stream. I've set aside some time, like between like midnight and 1 a.m. to kind of make the list, and then I'll post it in the Discord, the link in the Discord, and you can give me feedback as to what's good and what's bad on that. Basically, I'm gonna try to find like like pictures of the game covers for those for all those games. Save them to a folder, and then begin creating a list. I know from 1 to 10, 0 to 10, 1 to 10. I have to double check that. And I have a message saved as well onto. I kind of screenshotted the message as well, so that I'm like 100% it doesn't get lost. And I should be able to get that posted probably, I mean, technically tomorrow morning, for lack of better words. Super late tonight, early tomorrow morning. So yeah. Should be good. Should be nice. Oh my gosh, we're actually going to be lapping an opponent. Actually, update the list, I had 5 more games. Okay, cool. Is this gonna be from like 0 to 10 and 1 to 10? Like you're giving it like a, like basically a game reviewer rating, where it's like X out of 10, what have you. Oh gosh, a little bit of understeer there. Trying to pass the G-Wagon, still 1 to 10, got it. Okay, so it is still like a game review rating. Okay, cool. And across the line, sweet. Very nice. All right. Let's see how much we're able to level up. Ooh, a lot of points there. Did we level up? Yes, we did. Car is lighter. That's good. Tires are grippier. Even better. Yeah, rankings been maintained at 2. This is where rankings going to start to drop, unless we can begin entering some RS events. And I don't think we have any RS events available to us currently. Oh, never mind. Never mind, we do actually. So our ranking won't drop too much, which is good, We'll be in the Vice Shogun Cup at Odd Mountain. We'll be able to get some fast vehicles as well. That roof is also very good. Now the first game I look at is Super Circuit. Yeah, I know you said that game is a bit overrated. So it'd be cool to kind of look at that, kind of explain why, like, where the hype comes from, why it's over, like, what is genuinely good about the game, what is bad about the game, and how much is it considered, like, how much do you consider it overrated? The big thing is explaining the why, and like actually kind of showing it kind of objectively first, like, you know, it has XYZ flaws. But it does also have some merits to it as well. Like, you should still look at what the game does well. Only bashing or only praising doesn't lead to growth. You need a good amount of healthy criticism of what is good, what is bad, so that you know, people that see that can kind of like see what gamers want and everything like that. And also, not like, very rarely is there ever a game that is just bad every which way. Like, I've played a lot of shovelware games, and even then, they have like a few like good features that just weren't necessarily implemented well. And you're like, oh, that could have been really cool if done XYZ way. But yeah. Alright, up to third. We got the Toyota Celica just in front of us. Much lighter, much more nimble. It's got a motorsport pedigree as well, whereas we are in the much heavier, much larger Jaguar S-Type. That roof turbo R in front of us is absolutely flying away with this. So we're going to need to really push hard, do the cutback, use the power that you really kind of gain. Come on. There we go, back up in front. Now let's see, now that we have a bit of clear air, let's see if we can't catch that roof. We have basically 7.5 laps to do it in. Alright, it's 4.5 seconds ahead now. Let's see if we can't gain a little bit of time each lap. We have plenty of time. As long as we are gaining consistently each lap, we do have a chance to catch up that roof. It's still early enough in the race that it's possible. The big thing is we just need to run very consistent lap times. Let's see how far ahead it is now. Okay, so it gained about a second on that straightaway alone. That's not good. I need to push hard, gain some time in the twisty bits. At least prevent it from really running away with it. But that roof is very powerful, fairly lightweight as well. Built on the Porsche 911 chassis. All-wheel drive, turbocharged. Massive amounts of power. No, okay, it's even fast in the corners too. Go figure, we're in a sports car, a sports sedan, up against a supercar. That doesn't mean we're not going to keep fighting for solid lap times. Plus, we have the Toyota GT4 Celica behind us. We do not want that to catch us up either. Alright, managed to kind of stay some off the bleeding just a little bit there. Running wide. Just a little bit wide. Come on, give me some speed. Alright, very easy, 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 easy. Okay, yeah, that roof is gradually pulling away. Best we can do right now is just hope for a very solid second place finish. Just gotta stay clean. I say as I hit the wall. Just gotta stay smooth. Just gotta be a smooth operator. Oh gosh, easy, 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 easy. The longer super corners, this car does not quite like. It gets a little bit on the stereo on the long high speed sweepers. We still need to push. We still need to keep going. All right, easy on the brakes. Get the car turned in. We're pulling away from the rest of the pack though. We're kind of in a no man's land right now. Getting a solid second place finish. It's one of the downsides though of fields this spread out. Is you don't get that close quarters battling. It's mostly right now we're just kind of hot lapping. But hot lapping can still be fun. You get to learn a little bit more about the car. You get to really kind of push yourself. You get to see where you can push, where you can't push. Try to go for faster lap times. All of it very, very useful in developing as a driver. Alright, back again to the right. Alright, the double left-hander, here we go. Treat it as single corner. Oh boy, easy through here. Alright, come on, got 2.5 more laps to go. We're pulling away from third, but first pulling away from us. The cat's got the zoomies. You may hear some noise, some clattering in the background. The cat has lots of zoomies right now. She's running all around the basement floor. Oh, she's being adorable. I need to pet her and play with her a little bit after the stream. We'll be sure to get the Jaguar, this beautiful little kitty, up to full tune before we do that though. Oh yes, super nice. 2 more laps to go. Super smooth, a lot of clean laps as well. Really able to kind of push through. Another 120. Not quite a fastest lap, but still very, very good. I'm gonna see if we can't get into the 119s. Oh. Nope, that's gonna slow us down. I cut the corner a little bit too early. And that's gonna cause a little bit of slowdown and mess up the line. All right, nice and easy, nice and easy. Alright, come on, we got 1.5 more laps to go. We just gotta push, we just gotta keep going. We're still gonna get lots of ranking points. We'll get lots of tuning points as well, get this car up to its max level. And that'll be 3 more vehicles at level 10. And another solid showing at an RS event as well. The RS events are usually very, very tricky in this game. They're usually up against some of the fastest vehicles. So unless you're in a top level vehicle, it is very, very difficult to really compete. But if you're in a really, really fast vehicle, it's difficult when you can't compete to get the ranking points. So you need to kind of really, really pick your battles and pick them well. Come on, get it turned in. Do the switchback. One of the things though about the heavier vehicles, driving them, is you get to feel, you get to kind of see the weight transfer, like the more exaggerated weight transfer. And on one hand, it means it's easier to kind of do like Scandinavian flips and the likes. On the other hand, it does kind of make them kind of very kind of sluggish, very jelly-like, kind of very kind of sloshy. But this though, this is beautiful. Like even though it's heavy, like it's still very nimble because it's got so much grip and it's got a decent amount of performance as well. Like this car is actually really enjoyable to drive. It's always fun coming across like the vehicles that surprise you in this game. You know, you're like, oh, that can't be fast, and then it's actually very, very quick as well. Nice. And we even managed to get into the 119s. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. Ooh. There we go. Very nice. Alright, we got 3 more levels to go. We got this. Man, it's gonna be difficult to maintain our ranking number though. It's gonna be very, very difficult. Because we're gonna need to really be up against some of the fastest opponents in the game. Oh, that's not gonna be easy. Something funny I don't think I told you. Put a jersey in the dog to show Memphis. Oh, the little white floofy boy. The little white floofy dog has a jersey. Oh, that is so cute. It's always fun when people like dress up their pets as well. It's gonna kind of like really kind of showcases them as like part of the family and everything. It's so adorable. And animals in general are great. Like, for example, it's funny. Like, you get people that don't necessarily like Lewis Hamilton, but absolutely love his two dogs, the two bulldogs that he has, Roscoe and Coco. And it's funny because he travels around with them a lot. They actually have paddock passes to like be in the pits and in the garages and everything. And basically, what he does is when it's safe to do so, he'll attach like a GoPro or like a camera to like one of the dogs, and they'll kind of like roam. They'll go for a walk up and down the pit lane, kind of meeting, and then you'll see the drivers and other like team members and everything like go to pet them, and it's so adorable. It's like Sebastian Vettel said that even if you're not a Ferrari fan, you're a Ferrari fan. With this one, even if you're not a Lewis Hamilton fan, you are a fan of his dogs, because his dogs are absolutely adorable. They even have their own like Twitter and Instagram account and everything, and it's super. Like F1 Twitter is super toxic. I am not going to deny that F1 Twitter in general is toxic, but F1 Twitter is super toxic. But the comments under like the Roscoe and the Coco accounts are just always so wholesome and cute. And that's so adorable. And it's always funny, like during the race weekends and everything, seeing like the racetrack and the vibe and everything, and you just you see the camera or the view from like Roscoe's collar, or like I think it's like a collar mounted camera. So you just kind of see him running down the pit lane, and with Lewis Hamilton behind him. And he's going up to meet like all of his favorite drivers, all the favorite team members and everything. It is so cute. I absolutely love those videos. Because basically it kind of shows that even though everyone is like a massive rival in Formula One, they're also like super chill. My cat knocked something over. I'm not sure if you heard that. There was a big thud. My cat knocked something over. She's okay though. I just saw her run away from that. She spooked herself. She's got mega zoomies. All the zoomies. All the zoomies. All the energy. Oh man. But yeah, no, it's always adorable watching like the team members, or the like the different like the drivers, or like other athletes, like their pets as well, because like that's one thing that everyone can like gather around, even if you don't necessarily like that player, that driver, that everyone can gather around and be like, oh, it's so adorable. Like it's so cute. I wonder if any like the basketball players have pets and like document their pets as well, and kind of do fun stuff with that. Or like travel, go on tour with the pets and kind of have them, hey, pre-game, just kind of like earlier in the day, have them kind of like chill around like the basketball court or something. That'd be super cool. I don't know if that'd be allowed, because it's like an indoor arena and stuff. The cat's going crazy. Bonds, you gotta stop that. She's so cute though. It's hard to stay mad at her, even though right now she's knocking things over. Silly little kitty. Nice and smooth through here. I actually do have dog races in the FedEx Forum for halftime shows. All right, like the little like dachshunds and stuff like that. Yeah, those are adorable. Oh my gosh. It's so much fun watching them. Just kind of absolutely just especially because of like the little puppies as well. Watching them just not care about the race at all. Just one of them just haphazardly crosses the line. It's like, if you've ever watched it, the Kitty Bowl and the Puppy Bowl, It's a whole bunch of like dogs and cats. It's two separate shows, but it's like right around like the weekend of the Super Bowl, and it is so adorable. And basically, it's whenever they take a toy to the end zone, it's accounted as a touchdown, and it's so cute. Like, yeah, I don't necessarily care too much about the Super Bowl. Like, it's a fun event to hang out with family and eat good food with. But watching the Puppy Bowl and the Kitten Bowl, oh, it's so adorable. Super, super cute. And don't worry, they have like actual like vets and like animal handlers there. So if like one of them is being rough with the others, or one of them falls asleep or does their business on the field, they can quickly clean it up and get back to the game, the quote-unquote game and everything. But it's basically just an excuse to kind of show a bunch of adorable kittens and adorable puppies in costume being adorable. Like, what is there not to like about that? There we go. Easy peasy victory. Very nice. We're probably not going to be able to get a whole lot of ranking points for this, but we will level up the vehicle again. One more level. There we go. Sweet. Now we have 2 more levels to go before this is level 10. Oh, never mind. This is an RS event. Sweet. Very, very cool. Alright, let's see what the next RS race is. Let's add another star. The Thanksgiving race at Pacific Gateway. Ooh, and we could potentially win the R32. I'm surprised. I'm genuinely surprised we have not won the R32 yet. Like, that is one car that I would love to have in the collection, so we can eventually drive it. It will be a while before we drive that one. Godzilla. Absolutely destroyed Group A cars in the early 90s. Basically almost killed the Group A touring formula. Bump. Bump. And we're in a Pacific Gateway, the fictionalized track in San Francisco. A lot of elevation changes, quite a lot of corner variety. Big power straights as well, which would help the Jaguar. Like, we're catching huge air. Nice, nice, nice. All right, get the car turned in. Yeah, slight corner cutting there. That's okay. Alright, easy through here. Easy, easy through here. Alright, heavy braking, get the car turned in. Nice and smooth. We're still well into the lead. Let's make sure we keep that lead for 5 laps. Keep ourselves off of the walls, on the track. All of that fun stuff. Gotta be very, very gentle with the car. Come on, gotta go, gotta go. Yes, yes, the speed through the chicane as well, the bus stop chicane. So just out of curiosity, since we've been kind of on the topic of like basketball and stuff like that, Midnight, what is some of your favorite like basketball like traditions? So I know most sports are sports of tradition as well. They do different like rituals, different like different celebrations and everything. What are some of your favorite things that they do during or before or after the games? I'm kind of curious to hear about that type of stuff. Especially because a lot of athletes are like super superstitious as well. So they kind of, you know, have their own pre-game rituals and everything they do. Easy. Smooth through here. Oh, very, very nice. Less nice. We did go a little bit wide there. Really like the hype videos they play before the starting lineup is shown. Oh, sweet. Yeah, it's like the Walk One song in baseball and everything. Getting the players, getting the team, getting the fans all hyped up and everything. Now, do the players... Now, is it individualized for each player, or is it only like one for each, or like a couple for each team? That like is mostly just showcasing the team itself. And as a follow-up question, also at the game on Sunday, they shot fireworks inside the stadium. Oh gosh, that is cool. Fire hazard, but really, really cool. I'm sure they probably had like professional pyrotechnics experts and everything to get things, you know, make sure everything was super safe. It showcases the team. Okay, very, very cool. Still really, really cool. You get to see like the compilation of all the, you know, the slam dunks, the long throws and everything, the blocks, everything. You get to see the team at its best points, like a highlight reel. Yeah, that is cool. That is definitely very cool. Playoff culture is just different. I mean, it's basically like, you know, the end of the season. You know, you want to have it go off with the biggest bang possible, so that people are always hyped off for it. It's like people that watch like the halftime show at the Super Bowl. You know, you want to make it like a big fiasco of every aspect of the game, not just the game itself, because, you know, it is, you know, it's the culture that surrounds it. It is the game. Or for example, in Formula One, you know, the Monaco Grand Prix, having you know the trophy literally be presented by like the Monaco, you know, the royal family in Monaco as well. Like, that is super cool. And all the different like podium celebrations, like Daniel Ricciardo's shoeies, where he drinks champagne out of his racing shoe, which is kind of gross, but you know, it adds flavor to the champagne. But no, it is really very funny, especially watching him get other people to drink out of the shoe as well. I know that sounds disgusting, but it is hilarious. He even got Lewis Hamilton, who is more of a little bit of a germaphobe, to do it in celebration as well one time, and it was so funny because his face immediately when he did that, he was like, "Oh, I have made a mistake." But it was great. I think the car rotated around here. Yeah, one of my favorites celebrations is, so in Formula One they don't really do donuts that much, right? Because they need to make the engines and transmissions last, like, you know, as many races as possible. But in the final race, at the end of it in Abu Dhabi, so many of the drivers do like burnouts at the end of their race. It is so much fun just seeing the celebration to the end of the season. And one year, when Fernando Alonso did his first retirement and was moving to other racing series, it was him, Sebastian Vettel, and Lewis Hamilton all took their cars right to the start-finish line, and they were all just doing donuts together. It is to kind of send him off. Super cool. Very fun. But yeah, watching the final race celebrations is so much fun. Regardless of where that final race is, it's just super cool seeing the drivers, you know, the weight lifted off their shoulders. The end of the season, they can live with the results now, and they're just partying hard, and it is so much fun. Fun fact, Dan Gurney, the racing driver and racing engineer who created the Gurney flap, a small device at the back of a car, basically a small spoiler on the back of a larger spoiler that creates additional downforce. It was him that also created the racing celebration of spraying champagne. Also, many Grizzlies games that have a fire machine and booms into form. Oh, sweet. That is cool. That is super, super cool. Especially like, you know, if like a massive, like, you know, massive shot was just made, immediately fire the fire cannon. Or fire the fire machine. That is awesome. There we go. Very, very smooth through that corner. I need to be smooth through that corner. Oh, they do it before the game starts. Okay. So it's more so a hype, something to get people hyped up. Not necessarily something to really kind of keep the hype going during the game. Plus, I imagine it'd be very, very distracting if they did it during the game. And very dangerous. So, fair enough. Fair enough. Still, that is cool that they have an indoor fire machine. Alright, come on, I gotta keep this car nice and stable through here. That R34 behind us is being very tricky. Only 2 seconds behind. We're gonna be extending the gap going through here though. Perfect, 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 perfect. There we go. Nice. A little bit slower that time, though. We managed to take down the R34. Let's see if we can finally win the R32. That would be very nice if we could actually win that. Nope. Nope, apparently not. That is going to be the car that is forever elusive to us. Go figure. Alright, is this enough for 1 or 2 level ups? 2 level ups. Sweet, our car is now complete. Oh, the Warriors are winning. Uh-oh. Wow. I mean, that is impressive though. But still. Alright, let's get a screenshot of this vehicle. Let's get the vehicle we're going to be starting the next enthusiast stream with. There should only be one option on the first page. And we are going to be driving the multi-purpose vehicle. What is it? Oh, it's the Forester. I mean, the Forester is very, very nice. 200 horsepower, turbocharged, box of 4, not too heavy. We can do that. We can definitely do worse in this vehicle. There we go. Get the blue, the two-tone paint. Yeah, there goes our ranking. There goes our ranking. That's fine. Let's make sure we save the game as well. I want to make sure I 100% save the game. Saving the game is very, very important. There we go. Perfect. With that being said, I am probably going to be ending the stream here. It is... Oh gosh. Whoopsie daisies. I left the screen capture on another one. But thank you all so much for watching. I do appreciate it. If you enjoyed the stream, be sure to leave a like, subscribe. Let me know when I'm doing well in the comments below. If you didn't like the stream, be sure to let me know when I'm doing poorly so I can fix that in the future. That being said, I've been Isaac Umbras. Wherever you are in the world, whatever time of day it is for you, I hope it's a great time. Alright, it's been fun. Bye. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for coming to the stream, and I do hope you had a great time. And I hope all of you had a great time as well. Till then, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.